At Replit, we believe everyone should be able to create software, without limits and without knowing how to code.
That was so weird. Yo. New Warriors. Welcome on in, welcome on in. Taking a little bit, just a little bit of a break from Duet Net Abyss. Been playing a lot of it recently, been having a lot of fun with it, but I felt, you know what, let me just get back into some Torchlight. I have not played in a little while on stream, so I'm gonna jump in for a little while. We may swap, but we'll see. We may swap off halfway through, but again, all depends how I feel. Today I just felt like a TLI type of vibe, and also just a good announcement to bring to everybody who is tuning in. I'm officially now a content creator for TLI. I was given the notification a few days ago, and I can officially say that I am now part of their content creator program. So look forward to more Torchlight Infinite streams, more content on the channel, and of course more Duet Net Abyss as more content comes into the game. I think I've done a lot in Duet Night. Of course, I still have to get my account to 55 plus. We're at 54 now, so we're getting there. But for now, I think it's good that we just chill out for today. I'll come back. We'll come back. Oh my gosh, we'll come back and we'll do more. We'll come back. Oops, we'll come back and we'll do more Duet Net Abyss for sure. That game's not going anywhere. That's for sure. That game's gonna definitely be a staple in my game library. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how I feel as of, you know, toward the middle of the stream, how I feel. Beginning of the week for me, so new week always brings forth you know, new energy, so we'll see. Right now my brain's like, yo, just play some TLI, dude. I want to work on this build still. I want to continue to refine it. And then hopefully drop a build guide for it at some point. I figured might as well. Alright, let's see what we can do here. So we're on time mark 3. So we're still working on this build. We just got to maps yesterday. So, still have a lot of work to do on this build. Still very, very early in its build process, but I'm pretty happy with it so far. Gotta say, I'm pretty happy with the build so far. Just gotta keep on working towards ironing out some kinks. I've been doing some experimenting. I wanted to see like what I can build with this build. I've been testing out different things, and some things work, some things didn't work, but that's all part of the building process, right? I've come to enjoy what I currently have, which is this chain lightning build, which is really nice. This works well with my playstyle. And I've come to really enjoy Selena. Of course, as many of you know, I love Moto. Moto 1's like my favorite character, but unfortunately he's not in the best place. He's not in the best place, I can say, in terms of his strength. So I've gotten to 95, so I'm pretty happy with that. But now's the time to jump in and try my hand at my Selena, because I've been holding off on building her for a while, because I've been focusing so heavily on Moto 1 that I just kind of didn't really think much of it. But Now that we're at 95 with him, I was like, you know what? I can only push my brother so far. I have to wait for some I have to wait for some changes to come into play before I really kind of go back to him. I get some armor here. Why not? Anything that improves my DPS a little bit, I'm happy with that. But we'll get back to duet, because I know that people right now are kind of, you know, they're obviously excited about the game, myself included. It's always good to take a little bit of a healthy break and then come back. Let's not go anywhere. Yo, Craft. What's happening? What's happening? Everything is good. Everything is good. I was just announcing earlier that I'm now officially a content creator partner for Torchlight Infinite. I got the notification in my inbox a couple of days ago, actually. Well, a few days ago, actually. And I just checked my inbox on Discord yesterday. I was like, what the heck? I was kind of surprised, but yeah, now I actually have more incentive to stream the game, so appreciate that. How are you doing, by the way? How are things on your end? What the heck? Alright, let's go zoom in. Let's go zoom in. Oh, we're really zooming now. More lightning.
Emerging.
Typical Monday here. Start looking at gaming PCs. Okay, nice. What choices have you come across? Anything that really stood out to you as far as your picks? Oops. Let's add fluorescent for now. Okay, that's gonna go in there. I'm very happy for you, but I know that you've been on the search, you've been on the hunt for a gaming PC for a minute now, so. I think I'm mostly trying to decide between Intel and AMD, but AMD seems like it could be the way to go. Oh yeah, definitely go AMD. 100% AMD, without question. I am like so close to converting entirely to AMD because I've had enough with Nvidia, dude. Nvidia has been a pain in my backside for far too long. But AMD is just consistent. My CPU is an AMD Ryzen, and AMD has always just been really, really good in terms of their products. The most recent card, really well optimized. Reviews have been pretty solid all around. For builder, probably going to Oasis for the builder. Never heard of Oasis. Is Oasis like a brand in the US or something? Haven't come across that. Okay, none of these were you. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's the first time I've come across that name. I was gonna say, I mean, if you really want like a good, if you really want a good PC maker, there is Starforge. I know Starforge is like really well known, and they make a lot of great PCs. Dude, crazy. I don't know about their pricing structure, but I know that a lot of big name streamers use that as their means of streaming. Oh, you check Starforge? Okay. I was like, yeah, it's gotta be some option there for Starforge. That's 2 more lightning damage. Can't go wrong with that. Why did he put me so far? What the heck? Oh, never mind. He went in the circle. Was it just the pricing that turned you off from Starforge, or what was like the main reason why you're like, you know, I'm good? Oh, yeah, let's go. Ooh, what's this? Doll's Hunting Ground. When starting Operation Cogwheel, the time gain is doubled, and there's a 50% chance to obtain 1 additional cogwheel. Oh. Okay. This other place lets you custom select everything, and the warranty is better. Hey, there you go. There you go. I'm glad that you're keeping your eye out on those things, because those are really important. A lot of people kind of sleep on those things, you know? They see the brand name. Damn it, dude. Are you kidding me? Dude, I didn't even get a chance to start the flipping... Wow, the objective is done already. Well, that sucks. Well... Looks like I gotta get my defenses up. Not to say that Starforge is bad, it's just... A lot of times, you know, a lot of promotions go around saying, well, they're the best of this and that. I think it is nice that, you're keeping your eyes out for different options. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Thanks for the subscribe over on YouTube. Appreciate you. Oh, damn, that was Czar. Damn. Yo, what's up, Czar? What's good, brother? Everything's been good, my man. Everything has been good. Just been enjoying myself. I thought that was on YouTube, by the way, that notification. Thank you, man. Thank you for the tier sub. 3 months. Bless you, man. Bless you. Thank you for that. But yeah, overall things have been great. I just announced earlier on stream and on, I guess, on Discord too yesterday that I'm officially part of the content creator program for Torchlight. So that's great news for me. And I've been really enjoying Do It Net Abyss, and that game's been really fun. I'm already TR 54 today. I should today or tomorrow, or perhaps sometimes this week, I'm gonna definitely hit TR 55, and then once TR 55 hits, I'm gonna start really farming for the gold wedges and stuff, and I'll most likely drop my build guide for my favorite character so far. Has been Truffle. So originpc.com. Okay, I don't think I've heard of Origin PC. That's a new one for me. But it seems like they've caught your eye in some way. I'm guessing the pricing, like you said, the warranty is always important. That to me, I think is like really imperative. You gotta have good warranty. Worst thing you want to do is spend like 2-3 grand and then PC shuts off or whatever, and then like, yeah, sorry. Thank you, brother. Thank you so much. I saw you're grinding DNA the other day. I was doing cleanup grinds on it myself, but I don't think I'm gonna commit to it. You know, I'll be honest, brother. I'll be honest. I was lurking yesterday. I was lurking in D1's stream, and I saw you and Mayday talking about it, and I heard your thoughts about it, and I think your thoughts are or your opinions rather are pretty justified. Like, the game needs some work. Not the most optimized game just yet, but there are a lot of positives to it that I do enjoy. The heck. But there's definitely some things that I feel like the game needs to iron out. I've been enjoying it a lot. I think the one thing, or not one thing, but there are several things that I feel the game just needs to implement more of. Like, end game feels great. I think that's like really where the game starts. No, you're good, you're good. I just caught like the tail end of your discussion with him, but I think the game just needs a lot more. It needs a lot more in terms of the. Well, so firstly, the UI or the menus need a little bit more fine tuning. I think there's just way too many menus to go through, and I'm saying this from someone who's played the game for so long. I've been playing the game like non-stop since the beginning of the game's release, and even like to this day I still get confused at times like where things are. So for one, they need to really condense the menus and make them a little bit more organized. And then as far as the end game modes are concerned, I think they need to add a little bit more value to some of those modes. Some of those modes are kind of they're a bit bland for me, and if they were to throw in a little bit more pizzazz, you know, a little bit more oomph to some of their modes, it'd be nice. Character wise, I'm having a blast with the characters. I think the characters are really fun to play. I think there's a good healthy variety of characters to choose from, but they need to add a little bit more to the end game because it starts to grow a little bit stale. Not to the point where like I don't want to play anymore, but I just want to, you know, it would be great to see a little bit more added, which I'm sure they will do because it's still very early into the game's lifespan. So I'm one to have some faith on it. Yeah, exactly. You just need better optimization for sure. I'm not gonna lie, my brother-in-law is a computer guy and he does goods research, so I'm going with his recommendation. Yeah, it's always good to trust somebody who knows what they're talking about. When it comes to PCs, the worst thing you want to do is just take advice from, you know, Reddit or some random website, or you know what I mean. And as long as the price range is appropriate for you, then definitely take the dive, because I think it's important when you're spending that much money. You want to get the right advice, but you also want to get the right price. Because advice is one thing, but paying for something that's going to cost you more than your rent, it's an investment, and you want to make sure that that investment lasts you longer than what you put in. Like I put in about $3 on this computer, close to $3, and it's been really good thus far. It hasn't really done much in terms of breaking down. The only problem is just the Nvidia crap. That's the only thing I just don't like about after like now realizing it, I'm like, yeah, Nvidia's ass. But other than that, I'm good. Menu system needs to be shortened. Even the Forge menu needs a lot of work. Yeah, for sure. The Forge menu seems a bit convoluted. I'll be getting lost in it so easily despite spending most of my time in the menus. Characters aren't bad either. I just wish they had a bit more personality with their attacks instead of just weapon dictating movements. Yeah, I had this discussion with another fellow streamer, and yeah, we were just kind of discussing how the game just needs a little bit more variety in terms of how you can express yourself in the game. And I think once they nail that, I think they're onto something good. They just need to they need a clear direction, basically. They need to really have an identity, and at the moment they just need to find that identity through, you know, through trial and error, which I think is what they're trying to do right now. It's important to do that, but they need a lot more time to cook. I'm not one to give up on the game, just because I know that with a game that's been out for only what, 5 days so far, there's gonna be some hiccups here and there. But nevertheless, I'm still very excited to see what the game has in store. Because the game definitely has a lot in its package that does well. Like I discovered some cool movement tech the other day, and it was really fun to add more movement to the game. Like it really is starting to feel more like Warframe because of all the movement tech that's being discovered, so it's nice. But yeah, they need to add a little bit more meat and bones to the overall gameplay loop. and just make sure that it actually feels like really satisfying into the end game. Like adding some raids in the game, some dungeons, something that can really get people together and play. Because the co-op is right now in its current state is not that great. Like it lags like crazy. People don't really join up for the right reasons. Like they need to get like some sort of like LFG Destiny type vibe in there where like you can search for specific modes that you want to play together, things like that. This place does seem great by comparison though too. I'm looking at the 3K price range. Yeah, I think 3K for a PC nowadays is a pretty, I want to say affordable. 3K is a lot, but by like PC standards, yeah, 3K, that range is a good range to work with. Anything lower than that, I'm always a bit skeptical. Not that they're bad, I just think that I want to be able to at least find some value in what I'm paying for. So I'm willing to pay the extra to get something better. It's gonna at least last me for, you know, 5-10 years. So it's been, when did I buy this PC? I bought this PC in 2021, and I'm still able to play all the latest games, which is great to me. Like four years and this PC is still cooking. So I'm really glad. The 3K was definitely worth it. I kind of said it to D and Mayday, but I feel like the game suffers from identity crisis. There is clear signs of a gacha game, but it wants to sell itself as not being a gacha. But it also brands itself as an anime warframe, but it feels more like a Muso-like kind of game. I can see where the Muso stuff comes into play in terms of like the character, like in terms of how you fight enemies. But that's kind of like Warframe though. If I'll keep it honest, I played Warframe for a long time, and that's kind of like how Warframe feels. It's very similar in that kind of regard. It's really just you kind of going through and just deleting enemies. And then once you delete enemies, you just collect your resources, and then you just build your character, and then you just keep on going. It's just like a loop. But the difference between DNA and Warframe is that Warframe actually has like other things that you can do outside of just farming or the same, you know, operations, I guess. 1 second, let me read this. That's the skill. Okay, this is like RNG. Okay, so you're basically getting a chance for it to do more damage depending on what you're doing. Agility. You and minions deal lucky damage against numbed enemies. Gotcha. Queer angle conductive. Changes the base effect of numb to... I'm gonna try transition. I'm gonna try this. So what are your specs overall, Craft? Since you're building into it, what are the specs you're looking at right now, if you don't mind sharing? The operations kind of suck too, but that's more my own gripe with them. Most of them just aren't fun to do. Yeah, exactly. For me, I admittedly do find myself getting a little bit bored of, like, for example, defense. Defense to me just kind of bores the crap out of me. The fact that I can just put Rebecca down or Truffle, and I can sit there and just watch everything melt is, I don't know, it takes away from the fun gameplay aspect of the game. So for me, I like the more action oriented operations. Like Hedge is great, Termination's fun, I think Expulsion's what it's called, is fun. I like Escort's cool. Like, they have some really good ones. They just need to beef them up a little bit. If they can beef them up a little bit more and just add a little bit more volume to the experience, it'll be so much better. Because I totally agree with you. I definitely feel like they're so close to doing the right thing. It's not like they're way off in the, you know, la la land. I think they have a direction, but it just needs to be concise. It needs to be a very clear intent with what they're trying to do, and I think currently they have the right intentions, but they just need to really nail it down and like really add some direction to it. That way when players get to endgame, they feel more incentivized to actually run it. The defense instance for farming the skill talent materials is the worst in my opinion. I don't mind having to actually play it, but the scaling is kind of ridiculous, and it irks the ever-living heck out of me that the materials themselves are also used for crafting weapons. Yeah, there just needs to be a little bit more organization with how players can take advantage of what the end game has to offer, because the end game is there. Like I'll keep it 100. Like I think the end game is really where the game begins. The story was great. I think the story has a lot of potential to be really, really good, especially the final act where you find out that Blues unfortunately passed away, but Rhythm knows that Fantasio was like the savior all along, and it was cool to see everything come together, the story. So there's emotion there. There's a rich story that can be built, and that can carry them. You know, if they can execute the story in a good way, then they have something great on their hands as far as narrative. But they need to capitalize on the end game, especially just the operations, because like I actually don't mind the immersive theater. I think it's really nice. I think it's a really fun way to really test your build out. Although I'll be honest, it was a bit easy. Like I got to Immortal within like one sitting. That's not a good thing. Like you know, getting to Immortal should feel a little bit tougher. But you know, me clearing Immortal, I didn't clear all of it, but I got to like Immortal 4, which is like a lot. And I barely built my characters. And I was able to solo one of them. I think I soloed the second act with just Truffle alone. So I was like, all right, well, if I can solo this thing, then maybe they need to work on that. The end game isn't bad. The first chapter with Psyche didn't really hook me as much. Yeah, I mean, I was kind of sad though, I'll be honest. But I was also very surprised, because it's like, dude, you're just killing off every character left and right. Like, every character's getting cooked. Felt like it was Game of Thrones in an anime world. It's like, what the heck? Every character is dying. Henrik's dead. Psyche's dead. Blues is dead. Like, all these characters that you just come to appreciate, dead. Everyone's gone. I know I'm spoiling it for people in the chat if you're watching, but I'm sure by now you've probably either played the game and you like it and you've surpassed that story, but just keeping it real. They kind of just deleted every character that I felt to be like really prominent. But yeah, Act 2 and Act 3 are definitely bangers for me, for sure. They really capitalized on that. Like, the build up towards getting there was nice. I'm thinking AMD Ryzen 9 99000 or 9900. Wonderful choice. 64 gigabytes of memory, 3 fans, NVIDIA RTX 5070. Okay. And maybe 2 terabytes of storage. Okay, the 2 terabyte storage is wonderful. That's going to definitely keep you locked in with the games. And if you do other things like, you know, editing or multimedia, that's going to really hold you. Plus that 64 gigabytes of memory, that's a lot of memory. That's going to definitely hold you down for a good while. 5070. Again, this is just me. I'm out here not trying to disregard or discredit anything. This is just me speaking from my own experience. I just prefer AMD nowadays. I'm just like, I'm all AMD now. I want to just take out my I want to take out my 3070 and then sell it and then get an AMD. That's just me though. Not gonna lie, I was struggling with the psych fights. Whenever she went into her phase where you had to shoot out the wings, I swear I did literally no damage and I was wondering what the F was going on. Ended up just brute forcing it, but it felt off to me because I know I was for sure hitting the weak points. It could be a different like reason for that. Maybe, I don't know, not fully optimized. I don't know. I kind of felt similarly in the early stages. But then once I built into the guns, I didn't have that big of an issue. The big issue for me was the invulnerability phase. That to me was annoying. That to me was probably the biggest pain point when it came to fighting these bosses, where some of their phases, when they're invincible, are just like far too long. And it's just like, if you're not well optimized with your build, you're literally having to sit there watching this enemy try to attack you and you can't do anything to them. But luckily I found that a good cheese strat for the Psyche battle in the end game, because you know that one phase where she goes into second phase and then she chucks out those big tornadoes and that all it does is suck you in. I finally found some cheese tech last night with truffle. I'm like, all right, thank goodness, because I was about to rip my hair out. Because now I can actually avoid taking damage from the tornadoes, and then just wait till she gets out of her phase and just kill her. I dropped a TikTok, I dropped a clip on that on YouTube and on TikTok about how to like beat her without having to deal with that stupid phase. Because this is dumb. I have a bunch of photos that I want to back up. It looks like this place only does NVIDIA cards. Okay. But I also live near a micro center, so I'm gonna check there too. The 5070, of course, is, you know, it's the talk of the town. But again, don't take what I say as a holy gospel. This is just me speaking from my own personal experience. I've been using NVIDIA ever since the 960. So, you know, I've been a pretty devoted NVIDIA user for some time. But recently they've just not been doing a good job in terms of their driver optimizations. I've had so many moments. I don't know if you've experienced it too when I'm here on stream, but there have been so many instances where I'd be streaming and all of a sudden my screen goes black, all of a sudden my PC freezes, and it's happened multiple times. Like I'm just streaming normally as I always do, and then boom, all of a sudden black screen, all of a sudden PC freezes, and then I try to restart the PC, won't let me reset the PC. Like I've had to literally do hard resets several times. And then I update the driver, bugs. I reinstall drivers, still bugs. It's just like, what's going on, dude? Couldn't escape it. So I'm like, at that point, I got fed up. I'm like, you know what, man? No more NVIDIA for me, dude. No more NVIDIA. I'm done with NVIDIA. Kiss my butt. Let's see. So this is 30.5%. Okay, what's my damage looking like now without it? So okay, so with it we have 191, and without it, what are we looking like? Okay, so there is some DPS loss. Okay, good to know. All right, so let's just keep on working on this then. And then this one we need to do this later. Okay. It was just weird to me because I did build into my guns, so even during the damage phases I was dealing decent damage on them with guns, but for the wing phase it just irked me that my guns did literally no damage to them. Yeah, I'll keep it real. There's definitely some issues pertaining to the damage numbers, because when they actually fixed one of the bugs I was concerned with too. This was with Sybil, and Sybil, she scales off HP, and every time I would summon the orb to do damage, the orb would always be at half HP despite the fact that I had like 6,000 HP. I'm like, why is this thing not full HP? And so they actually fixed that bug, which was good. But then I was just looking at damage numbers in general, and the tooltips doesn't seem very concise. Like there's something missing. Like a lot of things don't show up in the tooltips. And so, for example, like I main Truffle, and Truffle, she also scales up HP. And there are times where I'm looking at my HP in game and I'm like, why is this not showing my max HP? Like I literally have so much HP stacked on her, and I'm locked at like 6,000 HP on the tooltip screen. But then when I go into battle, I have like 62, 6,300, whatever. So they have to fix those things a little bit more. They have to really fix just the tooltip and make sure that damage numbers are concise. And then yeah, like you said, I feel like if they were to add more meat and bones to how weapons feel, that I think is going to help a lot. They have to make sure that weapons feel good and have some impact. Especially the guns. I feel like the guns need a lot of impact. I think in terms of characters, the characters feel unique enough to where I can keep coming back to it, you know? Like every character to me feels unique. I don't think there's one character that feels the same to one another. Like Truffle to me is like the most unique character in the game, because she's like, there's no game that I know that you get to ride a pig. There's no game that I know out in the market right now that allows you to ride a pig and actually attack with the pig. Like it's so satisfying. So again, they have the right idea character wise. It just needs to balance out everything else. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Almost got cooked. I might die here, yep. I ain't gonna bash the game for it just yet, since it's still early on. Yeah, exactly. And that's why I'm not really like, I'm not gonna be super harsh in the game. I think there are a lot of people out there who just are misinformed, and they're throwing out a lot of blatant remarks about how the game is terrible, and I'm like, brother, the game literally just came out. We can't go too crazy on the game just yet. Like I understand it's good to have some honest criticisms, but we can't go too ham on the game just yet. Like give it some time to cook in the oven, you know? Like there are some justified objective things, like what we're talking about, I think is an objective fix. They need to fix the tooltips. They need to make sure the game feels better in the end game. You know, there needs to be a lot more added to the game. Like what we're getting at the moment is literally, okay, here's what I think. Right now, admittedly, for what we're getting, you know, for it not being finished, for what we have in the game at the moment, I think that's a lot. Because there have been a lot of other games that I've played with, or that I've dabbled with, and they do not even hold a candle to this. Like this game actually has a lot of content. It's just overwhelming. That's the only thing. It's like the game has so much in it that it's actually a negative. But it's a positive too, because I'd rather it give me a lot than for it to be so limited and have nothing in there. So they're doing a great job in terms of executing what they're trying to do. But I definitely think that they definitely need to add something to just make it a little bit less convoluted. That's all they need to do. Just make it less convoluted, and they have something on their table or on their plate. And also, they just need to add some dungeons, add some raid feature, not just the bounty commissions where you can just I can literally run the bounty commission, because they say in the game, oh, you gotta, you know, this is best recommended to play with, you know, other players. Bro, I literally beat Bounty Commission solo. I did it in like 20 minutes. It wasn't that long. If you have time to commit to 20 minutes, you're good. It's not that bad. I think what they need to do is add in like really robust endgame modes. Like give me some raids. Give me something cool to play. I would love to have some raid mechanic in there. Be great. I would love that. Oh, this is nice. Minion damage is 27%. Ooh. 47%. This is a red one too. This is actually pretty good. I'd rather pay 10 for a red than to pay 20 for a gold, because this can easily be leveled up, and it's only cost me how much? 10? Okay, can I get cheaper though? This one's 5, but I don't want that really. Okay, this is 48% minion damage. What was the other one? This one was how much? 47. And that gives me evasion. This gives me what? Evasion and crit strike. So I get 1% more. 1% for 5 less. I'll take this. Yeah, I'll take this. I'd rather pay for the extra percent and get and pay less. Like that's like value for me. The amount of stuff available at 1.0 release isn't bad. It just needs a proper direction. Yeah, exactly. That to me, I feel is the only thing holding it back. Is it needs direction. That's all it needs. It just needs some direction and you're good. Once the game has a vision, then the game is totally fine. Okay, this is 5 stacks. Okay, this is Tide grants. Okay, while in Tide, stacks 15 times and lasts until Tide is lost. After losing all Tides, automatically switches to Bard. Okay, let me try this. And this is the last one. For every 1 second in a loud song state, 25% Tide area. Okay. In the Bard state, half the duration, but we do additional Tide effects. Okay. So let's do this one. I'm going to try this. I'm going to test it out. And do some trial and error with this build. Whoops. See what works, what doesn't work. Raids would be perfect. Like me personally, I've been craving some kind of endgame mode that structures itself like an actual raid. Exactly, dude. If it gave it like the Destiny 2 treatment with all the raids and then like an LFG stuff, that to me would be amazing. Even if it's like a solo type thing, but like build multiple teams to take on parts of a bigger boss. Exactly. And then assemble one final team to fight the finale. Sonic Hero's final boss is probably the best way to describe it. Yeah, I'm totally with you. I think that would be a great way for them to create an end game that feels meaningful, so that way like all the operations that you're doing have some degree of merit. So like if I do all this farming, I would want to feel the reward of taking my build into an actual big boss raid where I have like 3 of my friends and we're just trying to nail this boss down with what we have. That to me would be great. That would really solidify the end game a lot more. And then also just not just raids, but also dungeons too. Like I'm thinking Destiny in my brain, but I think that would really work with this game, because if they're taking inspiration from Warframe, they could easily take bits and pieces from Destiny as well and really throw in dungeons where you can either do it with a team of like 3, or you can do it solo. That's what made Destiny 2 so fun, was that you can run these dungeons either with a team or you can run it solo. And that's what they should add into this game. And also giving us raids where we can actually have like a real true end game experience where all of our builds can come together and we can like actually cook. And not just have to rely on like our AI doing all the work for us. So I'm faithful. I'm faithful in what they're doing. I'm gonna keep playing the game. I'm not gonna stop playing DNA. I'll keep making content for it. I think now is the best time to just like stay on the game. Because I'm one to see how the journey. I'm one to see how the journey kind of unfolds. You know, I've always been that type of guy where it's like if I like a game and it's still baking in the oven, I'm gonna stick with it. And I'll just see how it pans out over time. I don't want to just like run away from it while it's still in the process of being baked, you know? That's just me personally. I like to... I want to see how it all pans out. Okay, let's do this. Also, are you still playing... Kath, are you still playing TLI, or are you just gonna wait till the PC comes in, by the way? And also, if not, or if you have not done so, I also recommend trying out Duet Net Abyss if you haven't. That's just the game that me and Zara are talking about right now. Actual dungeons would be nice. I threw out a hot take where I think they should have scrapped the mobile aspect of it and just committed to full PC console play to further expand on the gameplay. So that's in part of why I think they made the instances so short, because it's also a mobile game and meant to be short. Yeah. That is true. I guess, you know, because they want mobile players to kind of jump in and, you know, get in and get out. They don't want players to feel too trapped in the experience. But then when you look at Destiny, right? Destiny has Destiny Rising now. And that game's also mobile, and they have a lot of raids in that one too. So I think they can strike a balance if they commit to it. It's certainly doable. I definitely see where you're coming from, because having to optimize a game for mobile and PC at the same time, like with Destiny, they were full console for years until they finally decided to go the mobile route. But yeah, I definitely think that if they were to commit to PC more, I think they would likely nail a lot of what they're lacking. And holy crap, that was a loot bomb right there. I'm kind of waiting, I think, because of the silly virtual joystick. Yeah, I got you. Yeah, it makes sense. The worst thing you want to do is keep playing the game and then you end up disliking the game for the wrong reason. You know, it's like, oh my gosh, I don't like this game, but it was really because of the control scheme and not the game itself. I feel you on that. Yeah, and there's no rush either. This game's going to be around for a while. And now that I'm, you know, an official creator for the game, I will definitely be promoting it a lot more. That's for sure. Oh yeah, I need these too. My gosh, I have all these things to work on. Literally forgot about that. Yeah, it's a wonderful game. I think TLI is in a good spot right now. This isn't me shilling the game. This is just me being completely honest. TLI is in a really good spot. I think they're doing a really good job in terms of executing on the ARPG vibe and the feel. The overall system and the overall overhaul is great. They're going to be improving the UI and everything, which is fantastic. And just the game just feels great. It feels good to play. It's a nice, healthy rhythm. And whenever I play the game, I always feel invested. There's always something for me to learn. Okay, so I gotta get a prism here. Yeah, I need a prism for sure. We need prisms and we need... Okay, so let's see here. So we have that. Those slates. Okay, let me get a slate for my minions. Let's get a cube first. Let's get some minion damage. No minion damage. Okay, let's look for one that has... Okay, this is sentry damage. Okay. I think it's doable because FF14 is also going mobile. But as a first attempt, I think they should have just stuck to a full PC console build first. Yeah, I definitely agree. They should just like focus their attention on one thing. Especially when your biggest marketing is no gacha and anime Warframe, and Warframe was definitely not built for mobile. True. Very true, yeah. It started predominantly on console. So that I definitely agree with. Level 89, can I even use this right now? I don't think I can use this, can I? Or does it really matter? This is 20. This costs 5 less and I get +1 to my skills. Wait, this doesn't really matter what level it is? I think so, right? Yeah, I definitely feel you on that. So I have told you that the US government shutdown is affecting your job. Basically no computer until that gets resolved. Oh, okay. So I don't think you mentioned, I know you mentioned the government shutdown, but you didn't really go into detail, and I didn't want to like, I'm not the type of person to just barge in someone's personal issues like that. But has it really been that harsh on you? Like, you know, it's, you know, if you want to share, by all means, like this, I'm all about being vulnerable. This is a place where you can be open and vulnerable. Like, I'm not going to hold anything against you if you want to share. But has it really been that bad for you? I don't know what's going on in the US. Like, I don't keep up with anything outside of the jurisdiction of Japan. So I'm kind of out of the loop. And what do I want? This one would seem appropriate. Okay, this gives me a goal slot and I get +1 to level skill. I might take this one. 15, but I'll grab this for now. I need one thing. Okay, so I can install it for now. Okay, let's see. So I just need to get some wedges. Wedges are important now. So wedges, how much are those things? How much are these wedges, man? Okay, how much are we looking for here? 17 for a 9.99. 16 for 9.99. Hold up. Okay, let's see. We'll go 15 for 9. Hold on, we're getting discounts. 15 for 9.99. Okay, okay. The 15. If we can beat 15, we're good. But if we can't beat 15, I'll just buy the 15. I don't want to share too much. Yes, that's fine. But basically, I'm getting paid right now, but every day is one day closer to not getting paid. Believe me, I know how that feels, Craft. I am literally in that position. And I'm mostly being vague because of oversharing on the internet. Of course. Of course, of course. Yeah, again, you don't have to. Like I said, this is a place to be vulnerable, but I totally get you if you don't want to overshare. That's absolutely fine. I am with you on that. You know, we live in a period of time where anything you say can be used against you in a lot of ways. So I totally understand I totally understand you holding back a little bit. But I appreciate you sharing what you feel you are entitled to share. What's up, Fleming? The homie is here. How you doing, homie? What's up? Yeah, I am in the same boat. I've been in a pretty tough position financially for a while. It's been I mean, even now as I speak, it's pretty rough. But you know, with all these doors opening, I feel a lot happier just because I've had to work for very little for so long, but the fact that I'm starting to see opportunities creep up for me for games that I actually enjoy, I feel like now, after all this time of struggle, it's paying off. So I'm only saying this not to bring light to my situation, but I'm saying this as a means of keep going. Don't give up. Keep going. But I've been doing this for years, and I've had moments where literally I've had nothing to eat. I've had days of nothing. But I'm still here, and I still persevere because there's always an ending. And also, thank you, Fleming. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. It means a lot. It really does. I'm very, very happy. Like, it may not sound like it in my voice, but I'm actually genuinely very, very, very happy, and I'm very grateful. Yeah, of course. Better situations for everybody, absolutely. We'll all get through it. Again, we all have our own struggles, and so I'm not one to just put the spotlight on myself, because everyone is going through something. Some more harsh than others, but we're all going through something. But I can say for certain that we'll all get through it, because if I can get through my struggles and I can still be here and talk about it and be happy and to feel blessed with my circumstances despite my struggles, anything is possible. You just got to have the right attitude and just know that this too will pass. It'll all pass. Everything eventually will pass. But yeah, thank you again, Fleming. I appreciate that, brother. Thank you. That really means a lot, because I had been, like I said, I have been putting in a lot of work, and there were times where I really truly felt like just calling it quits. I really did. Genuinely, I didn't want to stream anymore. I didn't want to commit to making videos anymore. Like, I was at that point. Like, it was really, really bad. But something in me just said, just keep going. Because eventually hard work does pay off, and the more you devote yourself to something, eventually it'll come to pass. So yeah, that took a long time. I had to think about that one for a second. I had to make sure I did my window shopping to see if I got a cheaper deal. But now we're good. Okay, so let's see what we got here. But shout outs to everyone who did come through. You know who you are. You know, shout outs to those who came through and actually were kind enough to lend a hand. These are trash, by the way. How much are these wedges for purples, man? This is not a bad one, but these two are kind of terrible. How much are these purple wedges? Oh yeah, they're much more expensive. 15 for 50, 28 for 100. Jeez Louise, dude. Yeah, I don't want to spend too much right now. I'm gonna have to just kind of hold on to this for a second. 15 for 50 isn't too bad. 9 for 20. You know what? I'm gonna go for 9 for 25 for the time being. I don't want to spend too. We're already at. We're now hitting the. We're now hitting under 100 here. I have to be a little bit careful as to how I utilize things. That's what I want to see, baby. There you go. More damage. Okay, I'll take a barrier shield. Okay, I'll keep this one. Minion damage and... Yeah, this is good. I'll take that. Okay, now minions are going to do more damage. More damage for minions is always good. 25k. Okay, we can definitely do better with that, though. So we'll work on that. But you folks just being here and just being a part of the community is way more valuable than that of any income. Like, your presence is always appreciated. And I truly mean that. Because I've always wanted to create a space where everyone can just come here and chill out and share their thoughts and be open to things. And of course, if idiots come through, I just delete them. But for the most part, I'm just glad that people can come through and feel like they belong here. I've always wanted to have a nice, hospitable place where people can just chill out. We can talk games, we can talk life, we can share our you know, experiences. So I'm glad for that. And it's always good to see people like Czar come through and just hearing Czar share his thoughts. 'Cause me and Czar go way back. Like I've talked to Czar for, it feels like years now. Yeah, Czar and I go way back. We always have our open discussions about games and stuff. Dude, I am zooming. Holy moly. I'm zooming so fast my eyes can't keep up. Holy, that was crazy fast. Eyeballs couldn't keep up for a second. That's getting clipped for content. You got my band hammered too until I go eat dinner. There you go. Yeah, I have faith in you guys. I'm so glad that watching Jim got me to get to know you better. It is very chill here. Yeah, I appreciate all of you. Truly. And I'm just as glad as you are. Like, I'm glad that I got to discover Jim through Darth. Had it not been for those nightly streams where I got to know Jim, we wouldn't be here. But Jim is an awesome dude, wonderful homie, and the fact that, you know, he's grown up in the same area as me, like we grew up in the same hometown, is awesome. It's like I have somebody who I can actually talk to and like talk about things that he'll know, or that both of us will know. Same with Zhang. Like, Zhang is a homie too. Like, we all come from the same cloth in that sense, growing up in Canada. So it's nice to know that there's someone I can vibe with. And it's like, if I say a joke or if I mention the name of something, they'll know. So it feels nice to have people around like that. Oh no, it's all good, Fleming. It was all good. It was just a moment where I was zooming. I was just like, I was zooming through the map, and I was just like, all right, let me record that for my video. Balls couldn't keep up. Yeah, I'm very grateful. I really am. I'm genuinely grateful for the people I've met along the way. And I'm also very happy that I shared my photo. I was never afraid of showing myself. Like, I'm not someone who's afraid of showing myself. Obviously, me being on the internet for as long as I have, it's like normal. But it was good to just share my photo and let people know, hey, look, I actually have a face. I exist. Did I miss the photo? It's in Jim's Discord. If you go to his general chat, you'll likely see it there. No, it was in his live stream chat. I think that's what it was. And everybody was just posting their selfies. Because Jim was curious about what I looked like. I was like, alright, well, here I am. Like, I don't mind sharing who I am as far as like my appearance. Obviously, I won't go into like personal stuff that much, but it is nice to like let people know that, hey, like I actually exist. I'm not a bot. Not that I ever was one. It's just I'm sure people would like to see a face, you know. Yeah, it would be cool to see all of y'all. Want to see Craft and of course Fleming, if you're down to share. It's all up to you, of course. I've seen Czar, I've seen a few peeps in the stream already, so yeah, why not? Yeah, my Discord is open for that. You could always post it in the Discord. In my Discord or Jim's, whichever you feel, it doesn't really matter. Just let me know where you've posted and I'll take a look. The heck, I've already done this. Do I want to take my chances though? 2 command per second? I mean, the last one is fine. Enhanced skill is okay, but the 2 command is kind of null and void. Oh well. We did our best. I should have just kept the 9% there. Fine though. I'll have to keep adding more as I go. How much do I have now as far as... Yikes, these are all crappy items. Let me find one sober. Hey, take your time. There's no need to rush. Let's see here. So what do we have? I need to now finish off Thunder. Okay, so Thunder, I need to get 3 more. So I'm just hoping I get some more beacons here. Let's see. Let's go for this one for now. This mode is always so fun. These 2 in combination are so fun to play. The Dream and the Clockwork is just satisfying. Speaking of satisfying, I know we're getting closer now to the holiday season. Is there anything that you folks are planning for the holidays, or is this going to be like another typical holiday adventure where it's just family and friends type vibe? Emerging. I'm contemplating switching over to the DNA, but maybe not today. I wanted to really take a bit of a break from DNA, not because I hate the game. I love the game. It's really good. It's just I was playing it all day yesterday, and I think I made the mistake of playing it too much. And now it's like I want to stream it, but I've already done my dailies. I did the weekly already. I think what I'm gonna try and do is plan out my DNA streams more. That way I can actually have something to do. Otherwise, if I just farm off stream, I have nothing to really stream for. So I gotta take it easy a little bit. And not to mention, I'm already at the end game. I'm literally like in the 1% category of players who have achieved TR rank 55. Like, there aren't that many players who have hit TR 50 even yet. Like, I'm already sitting pretty nice at the end game. So I kind of want to wait for more things to be added before I really like fully commit to streaming it like long hours. No way. But now that I'm actually official with TLI, like, I gotta put some time into this game. A lot more. Which is a good thing. Come on, man. Okay, I've only lost the blue ones. It's not that bad. I'm looking at my cogs here. But I know right now the talk of the town is PoE 1. I know everyone's kind of excited about that game. Everyone's streaming it still. But can't say it's a game I'm really hyped to get down with, you know? It's not really my cup of tea, so to speak. Because we actually have spell damage, cast speed, erosion. Okay, I'll take this divinity for now. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I can watch people play it. Like, I spend a lot of time watching Lily and Darth play the game, but I just can't play it myself. I just can't seem to conjure up the strength to do it. Yeah, and I think I'm already too invested in a lot of games. My brain just does not want to overwhelm itself. Like, there's so many things, so many games that I'm currently completely immersed in. And if I try to immerse myself in that game, I feel like I have to... It's either that or nothing else. Because there's so much I have to learn in PoE 1. It's like learning an entirely new game from scratch. And right now my brain's like, nah, I've already committed to PoE 2. And just like you said, Fleming, like, I'm all about PoE 2 right now. And I'm just waiting until Druid and 0.4 comes out for me to go back in and play it. Like, I can't jump between the same thing. Like, it's either one or the other for me. It's either PoE 1 or PoE 2. I can't do both. I have to choose one or the other. And right now, PoE 2 is just... For me, I just enjoy it more. There's just so much more in PoE 2 that I really have come to enjoy. And I just need to... I just hope that they actually optimize the game. Like, I really hope that they do a better job on 0.4 to ensure that the game actually runs well. But I do not want to run into the same headache as with this patch, where it's just like having to constantly be wary of whether or not the game will crash. Hey, thank you so much for the subscribe over on YouTube. Appreciate you. Means a lot. Damn, people are just coming through now for DNA. That's crazy. But I appreciate that. I'll be making more content for sure on DNA, so look out for that very soon. Running logbooks today? Let's go. Oh. Subs on YouTube, thank you so much. Appreciate you. Yeah, the lag is what kind of turned me off from continuing to play. It wasn't so much that I was tired of playing, it was just like I was tired of playing with the lag. Like that was what really just drew me away from everything. I'm like, dude, there's no way I'm gonna keep playing this game in this state. Like having to always run those abyss maps, it was a nightmare. And then I jump into a game like this and it's like, wow, this game's actually optimized. What a difference. Like night and day difference. So I really hope they fix that. That should be like their main core. That should be their main core focal point, is like focus on fixing the damn lag, dude. That needs to be fixed. I just can't keep logging into that game and then having to suffer. No, I'm suffering in this game. Okay, I'm out of here. Damn, this music is kind of low. Hold on a second. There you go. I was like, why is this music so low? Oh yeah, I'm with you 100%. Other than the lag, I definitely agree that point 3 was an absolute banger. I love the additions they made to the game. The Abyss is actually good. Like, I actually like the Abyss mechanic. It's just that if it ran better, I would actually have more to say about it. But I love the desecration feature, being able to just craft whatever you want, how you want. It's a really nice addition to the game. The end game changes have been, I'd say, good. Could be better, but end game definitely feels a lot better than what it was in point 2. Like I felt more incentivized to actually run the end game a lot more in point 3. And now that every map is kind of randomized, where you're not really expecting the same thing every time, because you can get like one expedition, one map, and then the next map you're getting like an abyss or whatever, and you can actually put your books on whatever map you want to make it more fun. It's a nice way they're doing it. So if they can just work on adding more meat and bones, and then of course fixing the atlas. Like the atlas to me is the one thing they need to really kind of nail. Like this game is a great example of a really well done atlas. This game has so many cool ways to play endgame that I'm never bored. Come on, dude, what is that? That's stupid. I literally got stuck on the rock. And I know I teleported there. That's fine, whatever. But yeah, if PoE 2 can really add in a lot more value to the atlases and make it feel a little bit more engaging, there'd be more incentive to continue playing. Dude, what? Alright, I'm juiced. I might actually lose this nightmare and this map. Guy just places them. Ayo, dude, come on. Whatever. You win some, you lose some. In this case, we lost all of it. I really need them to let me zoom out way more. In terms of the map, you mean? Yeah, it definitely does feel a little bit, and like it feels a bit too zoomed in. I've died way too much on this map. It's crazy. I've died more times in this map than I ever have ever. Which means my defenses are really bad. We're zooming now. Nice, not bad. On the Atlas, gotcha. Yeah. They need to zoom out more for that, for sure. Like, I have a really bad sense of where I have been and where I want to go. Yeah, they definitely are. Admittedly, they're lacking. Like, the end game is there, but they're also lacking in the end game. You know, like there's definitely some direction they're taking with it, but it needs a little bit more TLC. It needs a little bit more attention. Because for me, when I play this game, when I play maps on this game, I love playing maps. Like I can't stop playing maps because of how fun and engaging it is, and that's because I can customize it to how I want it, and there's so many different mechanics that make the game feel fun, and that's how I want PoE 2 to feel. Where, you know, every time I jump in, I want it to feel as if I'm getting good value for what I'm doing. A lot of times, that's not the case. A lot of times, I get to maps and I'm like, all right, well, I'm at tier 7 now, okay. And then eventually, I'm just like, all right, I'm kind of done. Like, I don't go beyond like a tier. Like the highest I got was like tier 13, and I could have kept going, but I'm like, just doesn't feel like there's any real meaning. I've always wanted to get the pinnacle and, you know, fight Uber or whatever, but getting there was the main issue. It was just like, do I want to push myself to actually do that? Because the end game just does not feel compelling enough to want me to push a tier 15 or hit pinnacle. I would love to. It's just it's just not there. Yeah, exactly. Same with me. I'm right there with you, Craft. I'm right there with you. This is actually the farthest I've been in terms of my progression in Path of Exile 2. Like I've actually come the farthest with regards to my leveling. Like hitting tier 13, tier 14 was like my highest ever achievement in the game. So that definitely proves that the game is doing something good, but they can do better. There's always room for growth and improvement. And I think if they just continue to place a little bit more attention on the Atlas and just, again, making it feel more inviting, I'll do it. I'll definitely jump to tier 15 and beyond. But until then, it's like, I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited though. Like I'm pretty excited for what 0.4 has to offer. Just because I want to see how Druid pans out and what other things they want to add to the game. I'm hoping we get a weapon or two. I would love to see some weapons added to the game, because I'll be honest, I think part of the reason why I kind of get bored is just because the weapons have always felt the same. And we just need some more variety now. We need a little bit. We need some added spice in the weapons category. I would love to see some more weapons. Other than that, like I don't really have any major gripes with PoE 2. I think it's in a good place. It's moving forward in a good way. But it just needs a little bit more fine-tuning in the end game. Campaign, goated. I love the campaign. The campaign is actually really good. What they've done for the campaign as far as point 3 has been awesome. So no complaints there. Dude, my posture, hold on, I gotta sit up. I just realized I'm starting to get too laid back. I gotta sit up. You don't even realize it at times, but just like, you get so invested in the game that you just start to get the slouch. I wasn't even slouching, it was more like I was just leaning back too much. I was getting too comfortable. I gotta stay sharp. Let's go. Well, I'll check your selfie stuff after. I almost forgot about that. Posture check sound? Yeah, I still gotta figure out what I want in terms of my sounds. Like, I have to subscribe to sound alerts to get extra sound slots because I only have access to 10. So I can only work with what I've got for the time being. But yeah, I want to add in the Smash Brothers failure sound. I want to add in like a posture check sound. So that'll have to be engineered at some point. Oh, triple S tier, let's go. Uh-oh. No, man. Damn it, dude. Getting one-shotted every time. No, dude, what? You just poked me and I lost both of my purples. What the? I gotta be careful now. They're more tanky because she's around. It's so hard to kill everybody when that big boss is around. I can't kill her, but she can kill me. And what she'll do is she'll like basically make all the minions tankier. That was terrible. I got no value for that. What's this? Look at that ring though. Okay. More. We're getting. Actually, we're just over 250,000 damage now. That's not bad. Once we start hitting the millions, I'll be happy. May have to invest more soon. May get a better weapon at some point. Okay. Yeah, there's a lot of cool things that I want to add as far as sounds. I want to make this as interactive as possible for everybody. But there will come a time when that happens. What did I want to do? Okay, let's go for weapon. I mean, everything on my build is ass right now. I'll keep it real. What level am I? 77? Okay, so we can go for divinity stuff. I want lightning, man. Lightning, what else can we get? We need to see good DPS. Okay, this is 19%. This gives me lightning damage, intelligence, cast speed, minion. Oh, wow, okay. This is actually what I'm looking for. Lightning damage, more intelligence, more cast speed, more minion cast speed. That's like actually perfect. Okay, let's bookmark that real fast. Let's see what else we have before I make the decision. 10,000? That's crazy. How are you gonna charge 10,000 like that? That's wild. Outrageous. Yeah, for 20, I'm getting that. That's actually pretty good value. 99, so we're gonna be at 79 now. Yeesh. Well, hopefully I'll be taxed on this at some point. What have I spent so far? What's my tax looking like? 644. Okay, I gotta get some tax back at some point. All right, so this at least I got 20%. Now we're into 300,000. That's good. So now I can definitely sell. Should I sell this? Nah, no one's gonna buy this, dude. I mean, I bought it. I guess I could probably sell it. Who knows? I mean, if I bought it, someone else might want to buy it. So let's see. I'll put it up for, what's the price on the market right now? Nothing. No prices? Okay, I'll put up for like 2. 2 is fine. Everything else I don't need to sell right now because it's kind of worthless. Okay, let me actually make back some of what I spent. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I made back 5 from the 15. So that's not too bad. All right. And this is the one thing I love about this game is the actual trading system. The trading house in this game is remarkable. It's hands down the best trading system I've ever played in an ARPG. It just, everything is so well defined. Everything you can search for it. You have so much kind of control, buyer control in that sense, and seller control too. Like there's just a lot of freedom in how the trading system works. No, what? Dude, my defense is really terrible then, huh? I gotta really get my defense up. Just kill them faster? You're not wrong though. You're actually not wrong. The more offense I have, then the better. Because if they can't kill me, but I kill them, then who needs defense? If I can delete you before you delete me, then there's no need for defense at all. So I'll have to just ramp up my DPS. Because technically I'm a spellcaster, so I should be ramping up my damage anyway. Like typically mages aren't that, you know, defense heavy anyway. I'll work on that DPS. But that 20% boost was good. It was worth it. It was worth actually obtaining. Okay, so nothing good as far as rings and whatnot. Nah. Okay, well that boss is cleaned up. We have to do Thunderway's boss. How much do we have here? Okay. see, so there's one time extender on the stage. Okay, cool. We'll take this. This is actually a really fun build though. I just came up with it not too long ago. I was like, you know what? I really want to try Selena out. I don't know if I've shared this with y'all, but I really like water type characters. Water and I guess you can say like wind type characters, or a Nemo, I guess is what they call it now. But I really do like water types. I've always liked them since Pokemon days, like Red and Blue. Like my favorite Pokemon of all time is still Squirtle. And then also Psyduck. Squirtle and Psyduck are two of my favorite water types. Okay, let's go hockey. Y'all are getting those dubs. I wish I could talk about hockey, but I have no idea. I'd be overstepping my boundaries with that one. All I know about hockey is that Mario Lemieux was good back in the day, and the Maple Leafs actually had a good team back in the day with Ty Domi and all those guys. Wayne Gretzky was on the LA Kings or whatever you call them. Emerging. That's my hockey knowledge right there. Oh yeah, I did play Wayne Gretzky 3D hockey for the N64. But that's it for me. Someone letting down their own country. You know what? Oddly enough, the national sport of Canada, I don't think is actually hockey. I think it's actually lacrosse. Lacrosse is the actual national sport of Canada, funny enough. At least last time I checked. Either lacrosse or curling. I can't remember which one it was. I was surprised. It wasn't actually hockey. Lacrosse was the national sport, or again curling. I can't remember, because those two sports are relatively popular in Canada too. It's just that hockey is just way more common and prevalent. Winter is hockey. That's true. Yeah. But in Florida, yeah, Florida, there's never a winter time for you guys. You guys are always celebrating good temperatures. Which I have to say, that's amazing. For you guys to just have consistently good weather. It must feel nice over there. Yeah, that is true. I guess there is a caveat. You guys have amazing weather, but you guys also have terrible bugs and insane creatures. Y'all got snakes over there and alligators, and those things want to just come inside your house anytime. They want to just live in your house rent-free nowadays. The swamp puppies. I don't know what those things are, but that sounds pretty dangerous. Are those piranhas or something? Swamp puppies? Oh, alligators. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm familiar with the alligators part, because in Jamaica we have a lot of them. There's quite a few alligators in Jamaica, but they've never attempted to come inside my house though. But Florida? Those guys, I've seen videos where people are playing golf, and you got gators on the golf field or on the golf course. Like what? Like how do you even get to the golf course?
Defiant.
That's crazy to me. You've held one? Also had one time kayaking. I had a 3-foot swim under me. Yikes. Nah, 3 to 4 feet sounds pretty long. That's probably tiny in comparison to what an actual big gator would do, or would actually be like. Like I imagine we're talking like 8-foot alligators out there. Go through a cube. I've seen some pretty long alligators, but anytime I see one of them, I'm just like, nah, I'm good. Like, you want to get closer? I'm like, nah, you know, I'm good. I'm good over here. I like just to observe, you know? It's tiny. There are some that can get to 12 plus feet. Good God. The record is 15 feet 9 inches. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, dude. Like I love animals. I love me my animals, man, but when it comes to that kind of stuff, I'm good. Like we can coexist, but that's it. Yo, what's up, Moise? What's going on, brother? I saw this company made you an official partner. Yes, sir. I am now a content creator for, or I'm part of the content creator program for this game, for Torchlight Abyss. I mean, Torchlight Infinite. My brain was thinking 2 games at once there. But yeah, I got the notification in my Discord inbox a few days ago, and I just did not check my inbox, but that was because I had like spam on, like spam warnings or whatever. So I didn't actually see the message until I checked the red notification. I was like, oh, wait a minute, who's this person? And then I was like, oh, damn, this is actually the community manager of the game. And then, yeah, just got the news that I was accepted into their program. I was like, all right, things are moving forward. Google Nile crocodile? Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. I definitely did Google that, and I'm like, you know what? You guys can enjoy where you are. You know, where if you enjoy that area of the Nile, you can stay right where you are. But me going over there in your area, nah, I'm good. I like my land. Land is nice. Like, I don't mind doing a bit of kayaking. You know, I've done some kayaks. I've done some boat work. But yeah, if I ever come across an alligator, I am Usain Bolting out of there. I'm good. Yeah, I'm nice. Like if I see a penguin, or you know, like I love penguins. So if I see anything like that, oh, well, I'm there. I'll sit with a penguin all day. I actually went to the zoo about a couple weeks. Actually, oh yeah, 3 weeks ago. Well, 3 weeks ago I went to the zoo, and yeah, it was a nice time checking out the polar bears and the monka-esses. I say monka-ess like monkeys, but yeah, it was nice going there, seeing the penguins and whatnot. But I'm just very glad that the glass is there, you know. As long as the glass is there, I'm good. I'm safe. This is my first official partnership. Oh, yeah. Now that I think about it, like outside of my game industry history, then yeah, I would say this is probably my first official gaming partnership. Yeah. No, that's a lie. I was a verified partner with Hoyoverse also. That was like my very first, I would say, true partnership. Like getting to work with Hoyoverse behind the scenes and working on Genshin stuff was pretty fun. But this I think is the more recent, for sure. This is the more recent partnership, and I feel pretty happy with it. I feel pretty happy. Because it's a game I actually enjoy, and I've always been about promoting games of good quality, and this game definitely has a lot of quality in it. I know that a lot of people will have their say about the monetization parts of the game, but I think, you know, nothing's ever perfect. I think for what it provides, it's great. Again, you can play this game entirely for free, and there's no stress. You don't have to really commit to anything unless you really have to. Unless you, the thing is, a lot of people who misinform others, I think they feel as if they're forced to pay for the game or pay for the enjoyment, but no one's forcing you. No one's forcing anybody. Holy moly. Like, if you like the game enough, you'll invest in it. That's the way I see it. If you like something enough, you'll invest. That's it. If you don't like it, then you don't invest in it. But I feel a lot of these people nowadays, they think that, oh my gosh, I have to pay for this. It's like, no one's telling you have to do anything. If you like a game that much, you won't care about the price you pay. It's just like going to your favorite coffee shop. You know, the coffee might be a bit expensive, but you're willing to pay for it because you love the coffee. It's the same thing with TLI. It's like, yeah, sure, there are pets in the game you gotta pay for, but they're not mandatory. It's only if you really like the pet and you like the mechanic, then you can dish out some extra cash. But other than that, there's no full committing to anything. Like, I'm entirely free to play right now. Do they pay you, or like what's the benefit? So I don't know if I think there is some form of payment at some point, although I don't know what that payment will look like in the future. But right now, in terms of like benefits, they do offer like free battle passes, I think. They also offer like in-game rewards, like a lot of, like they give you a lot of pulls, whatever. Yeah, they do have creator giveaways that are only exclusive for the creators. They have some perks, and I think there is some financial promotion that they have going on too. Like, for example, I know they'll probably like reach out to streamers for promoting the game, so that's part of their financial, I guess, benefits. But as far as them paying me directly, no. And what's up, Gramps? Good times, don't see you, brother. Good to see you. Good to see you. How are things? Coffee, you say? I had to cut back on my coffee. My coffee consumption has definitely decreased dramatically over the years. But tea, though, now we can talk some tea. Can you explain why they're called pets and not different characters? Maybe I didn't play long enough to understand that they're companions. Yeah, I guess the way that you can see them as they're like companions that supplement your end game experience. So what they do is they buff you. They buff you in terms of, well, it depends on the build you're making, but there are There are characters that can buff your attack damage, that can buff your spell damage, that can buff your summon damage. There are pets that can really amplify the end game, like a lot of the mechanics. They can give you more drop loot. They can double, sometimes triple your drop loot. And so, yeah, the way you said it is pretty clear. Like, yeah, they're like companions, but they buff you. And so they add an additional supplement to the gameplay to make it so that you get more value out of your game time, which I think is nice. I think that's a great incentive to keep people playing the game. So yeah, I'll go into more detail to kind of bring everything home. Wow. Despite me dying there, that's actually the fastest I've actually killed this guy on a new build. Usually I struggle. All good. We have been celebrating the wife's birthday today. Been a great day. Oh, well, happy birthday to the wife. Big shout outs to Gramps and his wife and his family. I wish you a wonderful time with your loving wife. And I hope you were able to provide for her and give her the gift that she deserved. Although I feel like you being married for that long, there's enough of a gift in itself, right? Ban that bot there real quick. So they play with your character? Yeah, so I'll give you a good example. So this guy you see right in front of me, this guy is a bot, or I shouldn't say bot, but it's a pet that follows you around. So actually, I didn't even change him. He shouldn't be. Actually, he should not be following me at all. It should be one of these guys. But basically, the way it works is you have two different types of pets. You have your battle pets, and then you have your drop pets. Your drop pets are really good for things like the end game mechanics, where depending on the pet you utilize, you can get more quantity drops for specific things. So like, let's say that you really need to get more ember, then you can roll for a pet that gives you more ember drop quantity. And then overall, it gives you more drop quantity. And then there are like really high tier ones like the shepherd here, that this one is very specific to a mechanic in the game. And when you play that mechanic, you get more quantity drops within that mechanic. And then the same can be said with the battle spirits or the battle pets. You see here, like some of them give you spell damage, spell crit strike, cast speed, and then they give you a different effect. And so they enhance your damage, they enhance your minion damage, they give you an enhanced spell damage. And then of course, as you roll more, then you can upgrade them. You get more upgrades to your damage and all that other stuff. But the way that it works, again, is pretty straightforward. So all these different pets here have their own unique set of traits that you can make use of. But the purple ones, these ones you get really easily just by rolling on the banner. And then the blue ones are very easy as well. And the blue ones are actually not that bad either. They actually have some pretty distinct characteristics too. Of course, you know, the higher you go in tier, you're going to have more value, but some blue ones are actually really good. It just depends on what build you're looking for and what drops you're looking to obtain over time. But they essentially play with your character. And so you can see him right there. So I made him follow me, right? So he just walks with you. He wanders around with you on the map. So anytime that you choose a pet, you can just say follow, and then that pet will follow you. You can choose whichever one you want. So you can choose this guy to follow, and you'll see him on the map with you. So it's really cool. And yeah, they basically just passively buff you. They don't like attack or anything, but they just passively buff your character as you wander around. Hey, and tell her I send my kind regards and that she's very welcome, and I wish her the very best. Many more years. I wish all of us to have many more years of life. Hold on a second. Oh wow, okay. Hold on a second. Give me 1 sec. Just trying to figure something out real quickly. Okay. Bear with me, guys. Gonna sort some stuff out on the back end here. Flipping internet's so slow though. Okay, so what I could do here. Okay. Now we're good on that. We are good on that front. Sorry about that. Just had to make sure I dealt with some stuff on the back end. Nothing bad. Nothing bad. If anything, it's actually pretty good. Just wanted to make sure it was just all figured out. She's smiling happily as she's reading. That's wonderful to hear. I'm really, really glad. It's just a great time to be alive, and for all of us to just come together and appreciate the things we have around us, you know? Also, those on Twitch, ad break. Although, if you want to support the stream, you can always provide your Prime sub if you have one, or if you have a little bit extra lying around and you want to become a part of the community and to avoid ads, you can always drop $5. Actually, I don't even know how much it costs nowadays. I think it's $5 in American. I don't know, but if you want to support the community, then by all means drop that quick sub, and you too can become a new warrior and avoid all those pesky ads. But I'm very glad to hear that you're doing well though, Gramps. I'm very, very happy. Have you been playing Duet Net Abyss still, or have you kind of stopped playing it? And be honest, you know, I know that you and I have always been on our journey to find the right game for us to play. I'm loving it. I'm already in the end game. I'm already like well into the end game. And so that's going to be a game I really play a lot more of, but by all means be honest, because I was talking to a friend of mine as well in chat, and he was also saying how, you know, it kind of feels the same way, where he likes the game, but he just, you know, he's not too sure as to what he wants to do moving forward. He may not commit to it. Let me know what you feel. I am right now, actually. Haven't had much time last week. I feel you. That makes sense. Yeah, I know you've been busy with work and stuff, so totally understandable. Totally understandable. Oh my gosh, no way. Yeah, my defenses actually are whatever. Because I'm going into this with like only 3k survivability, and that the requirement is, well, not requirement, but they suggest it should be like 6,500 for HP or for survivability, but whatever. I'm still cooking these guys anyway. As long as I don't get hit. I'm getting hit. I'll absolutely go through the story to the end game, then I will see where it goes from there. Yeah, I definitely would suggest getting to the end game first, because that's really where the game begins. At least for me. That to me is really where Duet Net Abyss really begins as far as its fun factor. Story is great, but the end game I think is really where the game starts to kind of shine. And all it needs is a little bit more polish in a few areas, or I say few, but it just needs some polish. But once it polishes up those areas, I think it'll be so much better of a game. And I was saying to Zar earlier, I don't know if Zar is still here, but we were just both saying that if they just improve upon the end game aspects and just make it feel more like a true Warframe experience, or even just like throwing in some Destiny raids or some dungeon type of vibes, then I think they would be really, really in a good spot. Also, ads are done, by the way, for those who are tuning in on Twitch, so feel free to chime in if need be. But again, as I was saying earlier, if you do want to avoid those pesky ads, you can always feel free to drop your boy a wonderful little sub. Goes a long way. And of course, you'll have a nice badge next to your name, and you'll be helping me out. Not just me, but the whole community is going to benefit from it, not just me. This is just a me thing. This is a we thing. I've always been like that. Everything that I want to do has always been for the greater good of the community. I've always had the dream of, damn it, dude. I've always had the dream of wanting to give back. Like, I've always been somebody who loves to give to other people when I have the means to do so. And I'm just looking forward to that day when I can actually give back in a big way. Okay, I need more DPS, so this guy is actually cooking me. What the? Well, damage-wise, I'm actually doing decent, but okay, I just gotta not get hit as much. I'm getting punched in the face too often. Okay, you know what I should do? Hold on a second. Hold on a second again. Hold on, give me 1 sec. I want to see something. Give me 1 second. Bear with me here. Okay, well, let's see how this pans out. Usually I'm not,
Hey, it's Taylor Swift. Check
Whoa,
out
whoa,
my new
Taylor,
song, The
Taylor.
Fate of Ophelia on YouTube and YouTube Shorts.
No, 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 DMCA. Flippin' Taylor came out of nowhere. Scared the crap out of me. Hey, Tay Tay. Scared me there. Alright, sorry about that. I did not want to get DMCA'd because the moment I've heard that ad so many times that I just know the moment that she stops talking, you're just gonna hear her song in the background, and I'm like, no, don't do it. I'm gonna get DMCA'd. Oh yeah, that's why. I'm like, look at my survival and then look at the recommended survival. It's like almost triple my number. That's why I'm getting cooked. So you know what I should do then? After this run, I'm gonna try and do some more trade house purchases. See if we can try and beef up my defense a little bit. Just a little bit. Or just get offense, like Fleming's saying. I don't know why my brain just keeps defaulting to defense, but it's like I should just amp up my offense. But yeah, as I was saying though, I didn't want to kind of go off tangent, but yeah, I definitely am a huge advocate for DNA. I really do like the game a lot. I've been playing like non-stop. And y'all know me by now. Like when I like a game, I will shill for the game. I will talk about it. I will promote it because I just have faith in the game. And I would love to see Duet Net Abyss take off in a big way. And that if they continue to go down the path that they're going on right now, and they make the game feel, you know, robust and satisfying for the end game, like I would love if all of us could play DNA together, truthfully, because it's a great game. It's free to play. The grind, like, okay. So here's the thing. Here's my take. My take is that the people who are complaining have not played Warframe, because damn it, dude, you horse. So the people who have not played Warframe probably don't understand the whole grind of Warframe, because literally Warframe is everything that DNA is, but DNA just has like an anime coating, you know, it's like a different coat of paint. But the people who are complaining about the grind feeling too long just haven't invested enough time into Warframe, because Warframe literally is grinding. Like you gotta grind that game to get value. But the grind itself is really, really nice. Like it's actually very, very satisfying to grind in that game. The only reason why I stopped playing is just because it takes time. It's a lot of an investment. Like you have to commit to that game and that game only, pretty much. But I think at the time I was playing like Destiny 2, I was playing other games, so I couldn't really invest into Warframe because it requires so much of your attention. No, man. Okay, luckily it's only 5%, but... No, I lost all the bubbles. Oh, I got 4 left. Come on, man. We're getting cooked out here. Alright, definitely after this I'm going shopping. I'm going trade house shopping for sure, dude. These guys gotta go. Oh my gosh. No more attempts. Okay, I gotta lock in. Gotta lock in, gotta lock in, gotta lock in. This is the last bubble too. What's killing me are these birds. The birds are killing me. He keeps spawning these birds, and these birds take off like half my life. Oh! Yep, I knew it. Son of a... Well, Nightmare is gone. No more Nightmare for me. But luckily, we still have the actual main map itself. Damn, that's how I know I'm struggling then. Because normally in these Nightmares, I do pretty decently. Like, I don't think I've died that much in the Nightmares, but the fact that I'm dying a lot, I gotta work on my armor, man. We're close to level 80 now, so we're hitting the deep end of the... Well, I say deep end, but we're hitting pretty close to like the... Wow, what the heck was that? What was... Cog wheel gone. Stay away from me. But yeah, going back to DNA, I think that the game has a lot of great merits. There's a lot of great things about the game that I really do enjoy. I personally don't mind the grind because I found that the characters in the game that I like are very enjoyable. Like, I've really fallen in love with Truffle. Truffle is really fun to play. Being able to karate kick people with a pig is so fun. And being able to ride a pig and just delete enemies is also satisfying. And I get to throw pigs at people. Like, there's no other game out there that I know that allows you to ride a pig and chuck pigs at people. It's so satisfying. Yeah, more attack damage for sure. I'm getting cooked right now. I need more attack damage for sure. I'm getting deleted left and right here. And I'm locked in. So if I'm locked in and I'm still getting cooked, I need to work on this. Because now I'm on tier 5, which is still not very high, mind you. Tier 5 is still fairly low. Like, once I hit tier 7 and higher, that's when the game really begins. But right now, if I'm struggling on tier 5, I gotta work on this build. This is like my secondary character. Moto 1 is still my go-to, but I've already hit 95 on that character. And unfortunately, he's like the lowest tier in the game. So trying to push him beyond 95 is kind of tough. I want to, but just don't think it's worth it. Selena is just a lot better in terms of like me getting to end game a lot faster. But yeah, I will continue to chill for... Dude, what? No more chance. Am I gonna actually die in this map? I need to work on this bad. Oh, no wonder. This guy's a tank. No wonder. He hits so hard, this idiot. Yeah, get frozen, buddy. Holy, he almost like one-tapped me. And I'm dead. Damn it, dude. Alright, well, that's a sign. I gotta definitely go to the shopping mall. Let's see. What's ass on my build? Everything. Well, yeah, armor is pretty doo-doo. Gloves are doo-doo. Rings are ass. Staff is not too bad because we just upgraded this. But everything else is pretty turd, so I need to Need to reconfigure that. Let's see what we got here. This is not bad to add into my statue though. Oh, I do have one upgrade. Let's go for penetration. That's always good. Lightning penetration's always nice. So another commercial. Pass. Thank you. So let's see. So I'm gonna add this in, even though this gives me very little. Better than nothing for now. Excuse me, sorry. What do we get? Agility blessing duration, don't need that. Okay, that's good. I'll take some more penetration with the lightning. Pause. Alright. So that's okay. So let's get some rings. Let's get some rings. So let's do trinkets. Spirit rings, because so we are now level what? What are we? Level 79. Okay. Almost 80. So we could almost get the higher tier ring, but let's see this. So ring wise. Okay, I don't know why this music sounds loud. Is it loud for you guys too? I feel like every time I mess with the volume on these things, every song is so different that I feel like I'm having to yell. Okay, so we want minion damage by default. That's fine. Getting some... Okay, so we have a lot of int. Growth is actually pretty good. Yeah, what are we looking at here price-wise? Expensive. Overpriced. Excessive. What is this? No way. Alright, let's just look for the ring then. Goodness me, dude. Y'all are charging an arm and a leg in this shop. Good gracious. 1,000. I mean, I guess I can see why though. Oh, wait, hold on a second. So this gives me more survivability, 4% more damage. I'll take this. This is 3. I'll take this one for 3. It's a cheap ring, but it's better than what I have. And it gives me some more damage and a lot more survival. So this is 4.2 versus 3.9 on the left ring. So I'll go on the right ring and take the 32. There you go. Now we're at 3.2. So now we won't die as much. That's a huge boost, but we need more. That's not enough for me. I need more of that. We get more discounted gear. Okay, this is 1.6%. 2.6. See, these are the things that you got to look out for. This is why I like this game a lot, because there's a lot more agency for the buyer, since you can just kind of take your time and chill out and do comparisons. Look at this, 250 FE for the same amount of damage, 1.6% damage, and this is 1.5. Rip off. This is a great example of rip-off. I can pay literally a massive fraction of a difference in cost for the same thing. This one is 4%. But that's 20 though. Okay, I'll bookmark it though and see. 4,000 for nothing. I mean, this is actually not bad. 4K. And you have tier 0 and tier 1 stats. It's not bad, but even then it's still pretty pricey. 50 for the same thing. Wait, this was 20 and I get... Okay, these are probably what? This is tier 2. Let's see details. Yeah, these are all tier... Okay, so one tier 3. This is a tier 2. This one is all tier 1. but it's the same percentage of... In fact, I'm actually getting more damage on the tier 2 pulls. 40, 20... Okay, this is not bad. 1500 for 17? It's not a bad one. I don't know what song this is. I don't know what game it's from, but it sounds weird. Sounds very trippy. A big shout outs to the video game music, because without it, I would be DMCA'd. I love me my video game music. That's honestly all I listen to nowadays. I'd say most of my music experience has mostly been video game music. But that's because it's so goated. I don't think there's been any real mainstream music that I've really resonated with. At least not to my recent memory. So many songs nowadays just sound like turd. Not even Tay Tay? No, not even Tay Tay, dude. Not even the Swifter Taylors. The moment I see her songs, I swiftly change. Not that I hate her or anything. I just don't really... I don't know, I just don't feel like her music resonates with me, you know? Oh, this is a 5% increase? It's not too bad. I'm willing to pay 20. 20's not a bad deal. Even though it's only 5%, but 5% damage is still better than no damage. Boo! Boo! I don't know. I just haven't really... I used to listen to the Swifts. I used to be a Taylor Swift endorser back in the day, back when she did her country stuff. And then, I don't know, I guess things change over time. But now that I've become like more into my faith and stuff, a lot of the music I used to enjoy doesn't really resonate the same way. Like, I used to be huge on Drizzy Drake and all those guys, but nowadays, like, I guess my ears are becoming more sensitive to all these lyrics. So I'm just like, you know what? I'd rather just chill out with no lyrics and just let my mind be creative and be free. And that's why I like the video game music, because it has no lyrics. All I hear is the melody and the instrumental. Am I basically just game music? No, I wouldn't say that. I definitely do dabble with other forms of music. Like, I still listen to my reggae. I still dabble with that stuff. I listen to my drum and bass. I listen to my vocal techno. I listen to my house music. So I still listen to music outside of gaming. It's just gaming, at least the music in gaming has just, I don't know, it hits different. It just has a different vibe to it. I can't really put my finger on it, but just the degree of creativity and expression that I get, or not expression, but like when I listen to this music, I feel a greater sense of experimentation. Like, when it comes to the corporate music, the corporate stuff, you know, the Billboard top 50 stuff, a lot of it is very engineered, and you can hear it in a lot of different artists because they're tied to a contract. But when it comes to video game music, there's really no leash. It's kind of like, hey, if this sounds good, let's rock with it. Especially the music of the late 90s and 2000s, when like that era of gaming music is amazing. Chrono Trigger, Chrono Cross, Final Fantasy 7, 8, 9, 10. Like all those games had banger music. And to this day they still resonate with me. But that's it's not very often you'll come across those in like the corporate music world, you know? Actually, okay. Michael Jackson is one good example. That's like a very rare very rare instance where I will listen to Michael Jackson any day of the week. Like I am a huge MJ fan. I'll always love his music. His music is incredible. Okay, so for 30, honestly. Oh wait, this is actually not bad either. For 4, I get 2% more DPS. Okay, I'll buy this. Actually, no, wait, let's not rush. This is giving me 5%, and I'm paying 9 more to get 11%. I think I'll pay 9 more to get the additional 6%. I'll do that. That seems like better value. How current of me. Yeah, I guess when it comes to music, I tend to kind of fall into a certain era. So MJ, that's like my 90s, 2000 era. And then, oops, wrong section. Yeah, MJ just hits different for me. Oh yes, almost 500,000 damage now, let's go. Feels good, man. Feels good to almost hit 500,000. And we got more survivability too. We're at 4k now. So now we're a bit tankier and we're doing more damage. And we're getting into the red category a little bit more, which is good. Yo, King, what's up? My man. Dude, I was at an MJ concert when I was 12. Was a big fan as a younger guy. MJ will forever be like in terms of like tier of music. Michael for me is in like the highest of tiers for me. His music will always touch me in a way that I don't know, I can't explain it, but his lyrics, his sound, what he does, like how he performs, everything about it is just incredible to me. He was literally a godsend for real. Like absolute S tier. And King, I'm doing pretty good. I had an announcement. I don't know if you heard, but I am officially I am part of the TLI content creator program. They confirmed this to me a few days ago, and so I'm officially part of their content creator program, which is pretty cool. So all that work and shilling paid off. All the shilling and all the positive talk I was doing, it paid off. Okay, so this I can probably put something else. What do I want? And thank you, brother. Appreciate that. Thank you very much. What does it entail? So I don't know if I can go into full detail as to what it entails, but from what I can say is that I have access to a lot of the creator options within the program. So, you know, for example, if there are events or a new season that drops, if I make videos about the new content, then I get access to things like, you know, free currency in the game. I get access to a free battle pass. Granted, of course, the video has to be of high quality, which that I'm not concerned about that. Like I'm good when it comes to quality. I'm good on that. But yeah, that's part of like the program. And then also there's some financial benefits as well. Although they didn't really go into specifics, but they did mention that there is some financial benefits there. So that was pretty cool. I would imagine the financial side is like similar to what we discussed before with how streamers get sponsored to stream the game. So that could be potentially one of the merits is, you know, potential sponsorship deals to sponsor the game, promote the game, that kind of stuff. But as far as like anything else, I'm not too sure yet, because I literally just got the confirmation not too long ago. So I'll definitely keep you all in the loop as to what goes on. But yeah, I mean, I'm just very, very glad that everything paid off in the end, and I feel very happy knowing that all the work I put in over the years and over the months and all that stuff, it's finally coming into fruition, and I just have everyone to thank for it. And I'm very grateful that you folks stuck around with me for this long and have kept me going, and, you know, never gave up on me despite my circumstances. So that means a lot more to me than anything. Like, I don't know how much more I can say, but I really am truly grateful. Like, truly. Okay, so this stuff would maybe more. TLI was always your main ARPG. Actually, funny enough, PoE 2 was. PoE 2 was my main ARPG for a very long time. And I would make guides for that. I would play it all the time on stream. And I tried reaching out to, you know, perhaps get my foot in the door. But it's funny how life works, right? The one, like, you know, your mind is so focused on one direction, and then out of nowhere, another opportunity hits you. And it's like, wow, okay. Like, I'm expecting, okay, you know, I'm putting in the work with PoE 2, I'm promoting myself, I'm doing as much as I can, and then next thing you know, I go play TLI for a little bit. Like, literally, I've been playing PoE 2 since, like, prior to Dawn of the Hunt. So that can give you a good, you know, duration of time. Versus I just started playing TLI, like, very seriously as of this season. Like, I literally just picked this up after this season dropped, which was not that long ago. So the span of time that I took to get what I have now is insane. But to me, I see that as a sign, a positive sign. And so I'm very happy with that. Like, the fact that I was able to get an opportunity this early, to me is I'm very, very grateful for that. Like, absolutely grateful for that. And thank you, Gramps. I appreciate that. Thank you. Great things come to those who work hard for it. Yeah. I definitely would say that wholeheartedly. What have you done, GGG? You could have had the loyalty of this man. And don't get me wrong, you know, I still have hopes that someday GGG will take a look at the content. But, you know, it's understandable, right? For what it's worth, you know, you have a lot of really big creators in that scene. You know, you've got Darth, for example, you've got Ghazi, you've got Ziz, you've got, you know, a lot of good people in the community. Lily, for example. So it's not like they're in a, you know, content creator drought or anything. It would have been nice to work alongside them, but, you know, it's nothing that I'm like mad about. It's like understandable, you know, when the scene is that saturated with really notable players in the field, it's understandable that they may not see someone as small as me. And yeah, it's pretty stacked. So that's why I'm just very grateful that I'm now officially part of a team that I do appreciate. And Torchlight is a really good game, and I really enjoy it. There's a lot in this game that I really, really love that I wish PoE 2 would actually add into their game. But, you know, It is what it is. As long as... The one thing I'll always say to people is as long as you're enjoying the game, that's it. I'm just getting tired of hearing people say, oh, you're playing this game, why are you playing that game? Oh, you're playing this game, why are you playing that game? It's like, listen, just play the game you enjoy, brother. That's all I always say. Just play what you enjoy, and that's it. Just leave people alone, man. And no, I know you're just playing, dude. I know when you come to my stream and you say that, I know it's all in jest, so don't stress it. You don't have to say you're joking. We've already talked about the pets and stuff, so I know that you come from a good place. I'm not holding anything against you. But there definitely are people out there who like have this like sense of, oh my gosh, so and so is playing this game, I have to remind them not to do it. It's like, bro, like, please. Like, nobody cares. If you want to play your game, go ahead. No one's gonna come after you for playing whatever game you want to play. Just don't belittle other people for them playing a game they like. If they want to play Diablo, if they want to play Torchlight, if they want to play PoE 1 or 2, let them play it. You may not like it. That's okay. No, yeah, of course, yeah. It's all in context. But I know that we've already talked about it, so I know that when you say it, it's in jest. So I'm not stressing about that really. I know you come from a good place. We've talked enough to where I know you have good intentions, so I'm not stressing that. Yeah. I'm good on that, dude. You're good. Yeah. Like I'm totally okay with peeps being silly. Like, you know, to me it doesn't really affect me. I know I can definitely tell when someone's being very what's the term I'm looking for? I can tell when someone's being a complete moron. You know, I don't want to go into curse words, but let's just say I can tell when someone's being an idiot, and I'll definitely call them out for it. But when I know my community, I know my peeps, so you can do whatever you want to do, Ken. We've already had our sit down, and we both come to our you know, agree to disagree, and that's great. And that's how it should be. That's how it always should be. Like, who am I to tell you what you should play, and who am I to force you to play something you don't want to play? Yeah, I guess hostile. Yeah. Hostile is a good word. I just couldn't think of the right word to use, but yeah, hostile is definitely a good word to define some of these players online nowadays, where it's like you say one bad thing about their game, or you talk about a game that you really like, and suddenly it's just like this whole downhill argument, like, oh my gosh, how can you like that game? Like, haven't you heard this, and this? And I'm like, I don't care what you heard. Like, I don't care about that stuff. Whatever you heard, you can keep it to yourself. Not gonna bother me. I have a fun word, but you know. I try to keep things clean. Best be careful with my choice of words. I mean, you guys can say what you need to say. Like, if you want to curse, go ahead. Doesn't bother me. I just won't repeat it. You can say what you want. I won't repeat some of the curse words, because I'm just not really big on cursing. That's just me personally. I used to be like a swear bottle all the time. Like, I used to F word constantly, but recently I've just toned down. Yeah, those bots are out of hand. I'll keep it real. Those bots are just trash. Okay, so I found no other real good sales. Now we got to do some comparisons. We get 11% here for 20, 6% for 15, 12.4 for 30. So that's 10 more that I got to pay for an extra percent. This is 10% for 5, and that's a significant significant difference in pricing, but we do lose some survivability though. This is 11%. 11. Okay, so this gives me more survival and the same amount of damage. This one can go. This is not bad. We get some survivability and damage. This is 7.4. So we can delete that one. 3.4, delete that one. But now it's down to these four. 6%, 12%, 10%, or 11%. I might just go for the 10% here. Because I'm paying 5 and I'm only really losing 6% of my survivability, which isn't that much. Because paying 20 is a pretty huge stack. Yeah, and this is just temporary anyway. I don't want to spend too much right now. It's far too early to overspend, but if I can just build up what I can, that's all that matters. Because now we're almost at 500,000. He is swinging the hammer right away. No warning, nothing beforehand. I'm way more lenient as a mod. Speaking of which, I need to start looking into getting more mods on board at some point. Right now we're pretty good, but there will come a time when I have to keep a close eye on things. But so far it's been pretty chill, so I don't think I need to go too ham. What the heck? Who's that? Oh, my mom messaged me. Hold on a second. So right now, my mom is currently in Jamaica, and I don't know if you folks know about the whole Hurricane Melissa situation, but I was a bit worried over the past few days about her, but seems like she's okay now. So yeah, I'm just glad that that's like one less thing on my brain, knowing that my mom's okay. Yeah, she's good now. I was really concerned because, you know, hurricanes are not very fun. I'll just keep it real. Hurricanes are not a good thing, and just hearing that she had to go through all that. Because the other day she was telling me how she had like no battery life over there, because apparently in that area where she was situated in, she had like no access to any internet or Wi-Fi or any charging stations. So it's like, oh man, doesn't sound good at all. So I was worried about her, but again, I'm glad that she and my family are doing well. Because most of my family, well, actually no, most of my family lives in the States, New York, Florida, but I do have family in Jamaica still. And yeah, hearing that they were going through some rough patches over there, I was like, ah man, are all good? Do I go for the 50? It's a huge jump in DPS, but damn, that's a lot of cash I gotta spend. Let's see this. Okay, so all this we can delete. We can get rid of all this. This ring can go for now. These rings are interesting, but okay, let's see here. Melissa looked crazy. Yeah, I didn't really keep up with the news, unfortunately. But yeah, from what my mom was saying, it sounded pretty harsh over there. I saw the damage is roughly $4 billion US. Damn, man. Yeah. I personally have not experienced a hurricane. At least not to that extent. Like, I've experienced some harsh winds, but not that harsh, you know? But that to me is pretty rough. So yeah, I'm just glad that she's doing all right. Okay, so I guess for now we'll spend the 5. Yeah, we'll spend the 5 to get 7% more. Yeah, why not? Okay. But that's a lot though. I did not know the severity of it. $4 billion US is a lot, dude. That's crazy amounts of damage. Like, mad damage. Sorry, this whole time I'm in the trade auction house talking to y'all. I should be playing, but I'm just trying to make sure I buy the right things. Okay, this is selling for 20. Okay, maybe I can go for 15 then. Actually, I'll go for 10. 10 is okay. I'm happy with 10. It's not the best hat in the world. 10 more days to do your TLI shenanigans, but we have to get serious here on the 14th. You know what I'm talking about, right? Are we talking about Where Winds Meet, yeah? Yeah, peeps have been asking me about that game actually, which is crazy. Oh my gosh, dude. So I made a video about Where Winds Meet a few months back. And even to this day, it's still getting comments on the video about nonsense that makes no sense to me because people don't like to watch things nowadays. But anyway, long story short, I made a video, and you know what? Before I go into my spiel, let me just use a quick washroom break. I drank too much tea, and I need to go number 1 right now. So just give me a second, and we'll get back to playing and talking. Man, oh my god. That's how you know you've held on for too long. I felt like I was standing there for eternity. Oh man, I spent way too long sitting down. Oh my gosh. Yeah, anyways, I'm back. When your bladder starts to hurt, that's how you know you overcommitted. Okay, so yeah, as I was saying, well, I made a video several months back, or about 3 months ago, roughly. And so I spent time playing the closed beta, and I was able to, play on the Chinese servers, and actually talk to people from China about the game. And so I had a fairly, legitimate opinion pertaining to the game and its financial side of things. So this is what I said.
Hey,
Who is this? Taylor.
check out my new song,
Tay Tay.
of Ophelia.
No. Don't do that. I'm not getting DMCA today. So yeah. Basically, what happened was I was talking about my experience in the game. And how I said, okay, you know what? This game is great. This game has a lot of potential. I really feel like the game is fun. It's a very, very fun game. But my only concern was that the pricing for the cosmetics in the game were a bit too much. And I was saying this from experience because players in China, one of their biggest complaints, from what they've told me, was that the cosmetics over time can be really, really expensive because the probability of you getting your said gacha roll on your cosmetic, especially for like mounts, for example, are really, really hefty. Like there were cases of people paying like tens of thousands of dollars to get one mount in China. And so I was like, oh wow, that sounds really, really harsh. Like that sounds really expensive. And so I was like, you know what? Let me just make a video to talk about why I like the game, why I'm looking forward to playing it, but also to just raise concern about, what you have to pay with when it comes to your cosmetics. And people are like taking everything I was saying out of context. And this is how I know people don't watch my videos. Literally, all people do on the video now is talk about, man, don't you care about the devs? Don't you care about, them making money? How can, this game is only about the cosmetics. You're just paying for the cosmetics. And I'm like, did you even watch my video? Did you even read the title of my video where I literally said how I am actually enjoying the game? Did you not for 1 second activate your brain cell and realize that I'm actually in favor of the game and I want the devs to succeed? But I think it's important that we address the fact that, hey, people out there lack self-control. And I felt, in my position, to inform people that, hey, listen, the game is wonderful. The gameplay is fantastic. And I'll be playing it for sure. But as far as cosmetics are concerned, I think it's good that you be mindful of what you spend your money on, because otherwise you might run the risk of overspending. And people took that as like me attacking the game. One person had the audacity to say I'm a fearmonger, when it's like, dude, do you even know what fearmonger even means? How am I fearmongering when I'm literally talking about how I like the game, I praise the game, and I'm only addressing what I feel to be as a concern, because I don't want people out there, investing into the game only for them to realize that over time it's become like a financial burden because of how expensive cosmetics can be. And they're just like, come on, man. Like, I'm just trying to give you a heads up. It's not me trying to derail the game. It's more like, hey, listen, like there are free skins that you can get. There are quote unquote affordable skins that you can get. But come on, when you see premium in the shop, what are you gonna do? You're gonna probably wanna, take out the wallet. That's what I'm saying, King. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I still like Where Winds Meet a lot. I'm very excited to play it. I really am. I look forward to it. I just hope that they've polished everything up from the last time I played it. But yeah, like overall, I think the game, for what it's worth, free-to-play wise, is fantastic. But I felt like I had to make mention of the MTX stuff, because it's like, well, yes, the cosmetics in the game can be affordable, but it's like money adds up. And then also the premium cosmetics, they're still gacha. You're not guaranteed, and that's what I wanted to like to address. It's like, listen, y'all might think it's okay, but there's still a gacha mechanic attached to the cosmetic, meaning you have to roll for that premium item to get it. And in the Chinese servers, that probability percentage was pretty low, which was why it cost people thousands of dollars to get one mount, because the chances of you getting that mount were significantly low compared to the other things. So I was like, well, let me just tell people this, because I think that people should know ahead of time. That way when they come into the game, they have a greater sense of financial acumen, like they have a greater sense of responsibility. Oh, okay, so you guys are talking about the hurricane stuff, right? The Waffle Index or Waffle House Index? I've heard of that before. I don't know how severe Melissa was, but considering what Fleming mentioned, that $4 billion is quite high. But I don't know what that is in comparison to like Hurricane Katrina, because Katrina was devastating. I don't know how much money, but I imagine that was more than 4 billion. But yeah, long story short, I tried to bring attention to something that I felt was, somewhat of a concern. But of course, people out there, they don't want to take into consideration anything. It's just like, hey, this person's talking bad about the game I like. I'm gonna attack them. It's like, come on, don't do that. Like, I wasn't even attacking the game. So that kind of like rubbed me the wrong way. I'm like, how are y'all gonna call me something I'm not? Like, people will make some troll comments every now and then on my videos, and I'm just like, whatever, just typical clown, typical clown online. But then there are actual comments that like if you call me something that I know I'm not, that is when I'm like, all right, that's when the gloves go on, and it's like, listen, dude, don't place me in this category that I'm not a part of. Especially when that word you're calling me makes no sense at all. That's the worst thing for me. It's like I understand if I'm a fearmonger and I'm like, rage baiting or whatever, that's different. But me praising a game is not what a fearmonger is. So I'm just like, what are you talking about? I had to just call that person out. Anyway, it was okay, so Melissa made landfall as a category 5. Wow. It was the strongest hurricane in the Atlantic, if I remember correctly. Melissa, wow. Katrina was more flood damage from the levees breaking that brought in massive water into a city already below sea level. Damn. Yeah, that sounds pretty scary in and of itself. Like, it sounds pretty bad. Now, I don't know exactly where Melissa hit the most. I just know that it hit the Caribbean, and that's where my mom is right now, so that's why I was like, because it's like, I messaged my mom and I'm like, okay, I haven't heard from her in a couple days, let me bother her again. And then I didn't hear from her again. I'm like, okay, let me not worry. Let me not stress. and I'll just wait. And then lo and behold, she messaged me, so I'm like, all right. Oh, so Jamaica got the full force. Okay, then that makes a lot of sense then. But yeah, I was definitely a bit worried. Like I didn't, like low key, I did not eat for a little bit. 'Cause my mom is everything to me. So I was a little bit on edge. I was like, you can take everything else away from me, but don't do that. I went directly at the southern Jamaican coast. Sheesh. I don't know exactly where my mom was situated, but regardless, if it hit Jamaica the hardest, then I can see why she was in a rough spot, because she was telling me how she couldn't even, like in her area, she could not get any internet or Wi-Fi. Nothing was on, the lights were off, everything was basically gone. And so she had to walk to her cousin's place just to charge her phone. So I was like, do you even have like anything to eat or anything to like stay hydrated? Yeah, I was sweating a bit. But again, I'm just glad that she messaged me this morning, or not too long ago, as I was streaming. So I'm just glad that she messaged me to let me know she's okay. And my uncle also messaged on Facebook. He put a post on Facebook saying that he's safe. So that also brought some comfort. But damn, I was like, please be okay. How did you end up in Japan, by the way? Did I study over there? So, without going too far into the story, I'll make it short and very sweet. Basically, I kind of grew up around Japanese culture. I say kind of, I mean a lot. Like as a kid, I was basically surrounded by Japanese culture, whether it's the food or my friends growing up in elementary school. My first crush was Japanese, whom I got to see before I left to Japan. I got to spend time with her before I left, but it made me sad because she was married at the time. So I was like, damn you, curses. The one girl I like literally liked so much, she already had kids. I'm like, damn it. But yeah, basically I grew up with a lot of Japanese friends. I was surrounded by a lot of things in Japan, whether it's like the arcade scene, whether it was like, you know, video games, of course, the Game Boy, the Genesis, all those things. I just, for some reason, like I never really knew what Japan was back then as a kid. I just knew I had friends and they were cool and whatever. But then as I grew older and I look back, I'm like, wow, all my friends were like Japanese. And so every chapter of my life, there was at least one Japanese friend around me. Elementary school, there was my Japanese friends and that one girl I had a crush on. Then in high school, I had Japanese friends. Then in college, I had Japanese friends. And then just before I left to Japan, I had Japanese friends working with me at Starbucks. So it's like my whole life was just like Japan, 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 Japan. And so I was like, you know what? Maybe this is a sign. So I decided, you know what? I'm done with Canada. There's nothing much left here anyway. I played my role. And so, yeah, I just left the country and that was it. How dare I not mention Super Famicom? You know what? It's crazy though, because when I grew up, I was more of a Sega head, and so was my dad. Like my dad and I would always play the Genesis together, and that's kind of like what brought me and my dad together a lot, was like our bonding over video games. And so he knew what I loved, and so every time a new system would come out, like the N64, he would always go out of his way to buy for me. He wouldn't say it, but like I knew he would, you know, support me. And anywhere we go, he would always take me to the arcades, whether it was Niagara Falls, whether it was like Blockbuster. He would always take me there because he knew what I wanted. He's like, okay, I'm gonna go rent this movie, and he knew immediately where I would go. I would just go right to the gaming section, and I would just like study the backs of the boxes. I would like read all the Super Nintendo boxes. I'd read all the Sega Genesis boxes. Like it was like my homework. So like I would always have like a fascination with video games. But it was really my dad that really was instrumental in my love for games. Like he bought my Game Boy, he bought my Genesis, he bought my N64, he bought my GameCube. I'd even say that he even purposely gave me lunch money to buy my PS2. Like he would give me extra money, and he would say, you know what, you should try and save your money. And at the time I didn't really make sense of it, but there was a point in time where I was like, man, I really want this PS2 right now because I want to play with my boys. I want to play San Andreas, I want to play SOCOM. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, my dad would just give me like extra money. Even though I had a lunch, like my mom would make a lunch for me and I would just go to school. But he would always give me like $5 here, $2 there. He's like, make sure you save your money. I'm like, what? No. I wanted to go to the arcades. I wanted to spend money in the arcades. So a lot of times I would just go and play Marvel vs. Capcom or play Tekken in the arcades. But then after a while, I'm like, damn, I really want to save my money. And so I basically just ate off all my sandwiches that my mom would always make, and I would save up every single dollar my dad would give me, and then I bought the PS2 for myself. So that was the first ever gaming purchase I made on my own, was the PS2. And so that was a huge moment for me in my life, was like being able to afford a system on my own. And my dad didn't even care. Like he was actually kind of happy that I bought it, because I guess he just knew. But Super Famicom though, there's only a few instances in my life where I played the SNES, and that was when I would go to New York and visit my cousins there. And he had a Super Nintendo, so we'd always play Street Fighter 2 together. We'd play Battletoads, whatever. But I didn't really play the Super Nintendo officially until much, much later in my life. And in the worst way possible. It was through emulators. I was playing on the ZSNES back then on the high school PCs. So that was like my entry point into Super Nintendo. I was playing on a flippin' PC. And yeah, it was a super investment. It was super investment because like back in the day during high school, we had a Burger King nearby, and Burger King back then was super cheap. Like there were days where I would just not eat my sandwich at all, and I would just go to Burger King and buy like 4 Whopper Juniors, because it was like 99 cents back then for a Whopper Junior. And so I would just go to Burger King and I would literally just buy 4 Whopper Juniors for lunch. And I would still have money left over from what my dad gave me. But it was definitely a worthy investment though. I was really happy. And yeah, like what are some of your memories? Because you mentioned, you know, SNES giving you a lot of great memories. What are some of your most fondest memories? And yeah, Burger King back in the day, they had a lot of great deals. Like you can go to Burger King and just get a 99-cent Whopper Junior. It was crazy. Me and my friends would always go there, and we would just buy like 10 Whopper Juniors and share it amongst each other. It was actually insane. And then the Whoppers only cost like $2. So some days I would buy like a Whopper for $2. Or I'd buy like 2 Whopper Juniors and then 1 Whopper, and that would be good for the whole day. BK was crazy back then, dude. BK was amazing. They had amazing deals. But now their prices are pretty wild. Oh, I missed this one? Damn. And sorry about that, Fleming. I totally got so invested in the conversation about Japan there for a second. But you mentioned, I can't be wrong, I think Starlight, Elon's satellite phone company, if free to a lot of Caribbean, if her phone supports satellite calls. I don't know if her area supports that, because from what she says, the national carrier for Jamaica wasn't even in her area. That was kind of concerning. So I highly doubt that Elon's satellite thing was there in her area. But she seems okay now, so. No, dude, it's fine. You weren't derailing at all. It was a genuine question. I was just going back to fill in the blanks with Fleming, because I know Fleming mentioned the satellite stuff. Yeah, no worries. You weren't derailing at all. I like questions like that because I'm always happy to answer them. Yeah, exactly. Like, they're good questions because it makes me really grateful that I had a really good childhood. You know, I can look back and really say like my life was actually pretty good. Like I got to be on TV as a kid, and I got to play video games on TV as a kid. It was so cool. All because of my dad. So your question about Japan was not in vain. It just made me realize how grateful I am, to be honest. It can be easy at times to forget a lot of the things you enjoyed as a kid, you know? Life kind of passes you by and you forget sometimes what you had back then as a kid. Obviously Zelda, Link to the Past comes to mind. Then there is Secret of Mana. Woof. Banger. Actual banger RPG. I played that with every one of my friends. Great game. Definitely Secret of Mana is great. I don't know if you played... Is it Lufia? Lufia I also played on SNES. Mega Man 10. Goated. Castlevania, amazing. Love Castlevania. Super Ghosts and Ghouls, love that game too. Super Metroid, that game is an absolute banger. Game changer for me. When I finally had my hands on an SNES, that game definitely was an absolute banger to play. Really goated game. The goats of the goats right there, Super Metroid. And of course, Mario Kart, can't go wrong with that. To this day, still one of my all-time favorites on the Super Nintendo. And of course, Super Mario. I actually love, to this day, I still love Yoshi's Island. Super Mario Yoshi's Island. That to me is pinnacle. And of course, Donkey Kong Country. I love Diddy's Conquest. Still to me is like top 5 SNES games of all time for me. Diddy's Conquest is incredible. DK3 I didn't mind Dixie, but Diddy's Conquest was peak. Yeah, Donkey Kong Country, that franchise is forever etched in my mind, in my heart, as like absolute peak in the Super Nintendo era. Graphically speaking, musically speaking, the game did it all. Pokemon was actually good. Oh, Pokemon to me is forever number one to me. Number one for me, peak-wise, is Pokemon. That franchise I'll forever, ever, ever love. There will never be a day where you'll see me negatively talk about Pokemon. Sure, their games are not like in the best spot, but I will forever love Pokemon. That to me defined my childhood right there. That is a game that truly exemplifies my childhood growing up. Absolute addiction. That's how much I loved Pokemon back then. It was like an addiction. I could go nowhere without my Game Boy because I'd always have Pokemon Blue with me everywhere I went. If I was on a car ride, it's there. If I'm going to New York, it's there. Crazy. Oh yeah, 100%, 100%. Rareware back in the 90s, they were, I want to say pioneers, because they really went ham. Like, they created some of the most iconic IP to this day. Like, we would not have Call of Duty without GoldenEye. There is just no way. I will stand on my hill until old age. Without GoldenEye, we would not have the likes of Call of Duty. Without Perfect Dark even, we would not have the likes of Call of Duty or any of these new games out in the market. Those two games really helped define the genre a lot. Sure, you had Counter-Strike and you had, you know, Medal of Honor or whatever. Or Day of Defeat, you know, but I don't think you could ever get... GoldenEye and Perfect Dark were just insane when they came out. Absolute pinnacle games for what they were worth. Like, there's just no way you can ever replicate that era of gaming ever. I'll always say this, but I feel like the 90s was really the true pinnacle of games. 90s, like late 90s into the 2000s. And I don't think we'll ever get that era again. Because nowadays is all corporate nonsense and greed. But back then it was all about the game. It was all about the experimentation. You can tell the devs were hungry to create something special for fans. And of course the devs were young back then too. But gaming back then was just a different vibe. And I really miss that vibe a lot. I really do. I miss those genuine moments of gaming where I'd go to my friend's house or they'd come to my house and we'd just have like sleepovers or parties and we just literally set up like a tent in the room and just play all night. Those are moments to me that were so meaningful for just the gaming space. You just can't replicate the 90s and 2000s era of gaming. Like, I can name off so many different games that I grew up with that I was just like, wow, this really is something special. That is very true. That is very true. There are devs out there that actually do care. And a lot of them do typically come in the form of the indie devs, but that is not a bad thing. I just wish that more of the bigger name devs would actually take initiative and do that as well. Like, imagine an era where Microsoft wasn't a big idiot and actually used Rare in a good way. Imagine an era, a timeline, where we would have Banjo-Kazooie 3, where we would have another sequel to Conker's Bad Fur Day. Imagine an era where Rare was still making great Donkey Kong games. Like that era we can never get back because Microsoft was a bunch of dum-dums. They bought out one of the best companies ever. And they fumbled so hard. How can you fumble that? Like to this day, I still scratch my head. I'm like, how do you fumble such a remarkable game-winning formula? Like you'd have to be the dumbest of the dumb to completely ignore Rareware, especially how goated they were back in the 90s. Like if you spoke of Nintendo, Rare would most definitely be a part of that narrative, without question. You mentioned Nintendo, oh yeah, GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, Banjo-Tooie, Banjo-Kazooie, Conker's Bad Fur Day. Gems. Actual gems. Donkey Kong, like actual gems. Like I'm glad that Nintendo still has rights to Donkey Kong, so we're we see Donkey Kong now, in the rotation. But damn, man, I really do miss Banjo-Kazooie. And Yooka-Laylee was great. They tried to bring back the good old days of the Banjo-Kazooie, but Yooka-Laylee just didn't really feel the same. There's just something so special about the relationship that Banjo and Kazooie had. So that kind of makes me sad, knowing that we could have had a potential goated period. Like imagine if Nintendo just kept Rare. Imagine if Nintendo still had access to Rare right now. How goated Nintendo would actually be. They would be on such a roll right now. And sorry, I'm just ranting right now at the top of my head. Things like that kind of hurt my soul, dude. Because I grew up with that. Like, that was my era. I'd spend hours playing Banjo-Kazooie and all these games, man. Yeah, I mean, Nintendo, despite all the ish that surrounds them, still has a creative minds to create banger games. Look at Zelda. Facts. Can you imagine a franchise that spans over generations and delivers quality over such a high level almost constantly? Facts. Exactly. Like we can say all we want about Nintendo and their corporate schemes, which I will agree. Recently they have been a bit far more aggressive than I would like them to be. But we have to give them credit for what they've provided. Like they have delivered consistently, like you said. If there's one thing that Nintendo does well, it's consistency. Maybe not Pokemon as much, but Zelda for sure. Like that game always delivers. Metroid delivers. Well, I'm hoping it delivers. Metroid 4, I'm hoping it delivers. But they always seem to nail the mark when it comes to their games. So imagine if Rare was still with them. I'm sure they'd probably give a lot of freedom to Rare to make the games they desire, and here we are. Now look at Microsoft. Absolute shambles. And this is coming from somebody who actually enjoyed Microsoft for a long time. Like, I was a Microsoft shill for a very long time. Like, imagine if Microsoft were just to replicate their Xbox 360 era, they'd be on top of the game. Because they were on top of the game during that era for so long. They were cooking. I would even say that they were close to dethroning Sony at some point, because they just had so much mileage for the Xbox 360. That thing was killer. And then of course they fumbled the ball. Next gen they bring out Xbox One and just fumbled it. Imagine being so good. Imagine being so peak. And then next gen you just drop the soap. Now I have no idea what Microsoft is doing. Just lost in the sauce now. Don't even know what they want to do. Guy's flipping tanky, dude. I do like the build though, because I can just AFK if I wanted, depending on where I'm standing. Yeah, maybe not there. With some bosses I can just AFK. Uh-oh. I might get cooked here. Nope. Never mind. We're good. Sometimes I forget that I have a dodge. Oh my gosh, no. I couldn't move around there. I wanted to go around him, but... Fine. Let's go. Holy moly, dude. It's almost been 4 hours since I've been streaming. It's actually crazy. It doesn't feel like 4 hours have gone by. It feels like I've been live for like maybe an hour at least. Okay, it almost time for me to get some breakfast though. I won't keep the stream too long. Okay, let's see. What do I have to do now? What is this? So tier 5 or time mark 5. So I gotta do this. So I guess I'll wait it out then. You know what? I guess this is probably a good time for me to call it. And that way I can just start my week off on a high. And yeah, I'll just kick off the week on a high note, and I'll come back again on Thursday. And I'll probably play some DNA. And then yeah, we'll see what happens from there. You like us? We are fun. Oh, I love you guys. You guys are awesome. You guys keep the conversation going. You ask good questions, and I'm always willing to answer them. So I appreciate your company. It's always nice. Yeah, and thank you guys for being here. Appreciate it. I know I usually go for like a long time. You know, I usually go for like what? 4 to 6 hours. But, you know, it's the beginning of the week. It's good to just kind of ease my way in, you know what I mean? Oh yeah, absolutely, King. Absolutely. Anytime I see you around, you know I'm always gonna give you a shout. Forrest Fleming, love you. Kraft, love you. Gramps, love you. Czar, love you. Everyone who came through today and was lurking around, love you all. Y'all are great. I do want to send you over to somebody though. I don't know who. I don't know who's actually streaming right now. That I know of. And as usual, Twitch is always bugging whenever I try to raid somebody. Anyone that I'm actually following that I want to give? I mean, Angormus is streaming PoE, but I don't really know Angormus like that. So I don't want to impede. Dude, this whole rating thing is so slow on Twitch. What the heck? Dude, let me just see who I want to raid, damn it. Who is on? Okay, Gazi's on, Crip's on. Oscrix is on. But they're all playing PoE though. Trihex is on. Oh. I haven't actually, I haven't rated. Oh, let's see. Okay. I'll go raid my brother Trihex. This guy is an IRL friend. I've known him for years. I'm sure you know who Trihex is. But I'll give him a quick raid. He's one of the global emotes. He's a wonderful guy. If only I could click on his name though. My goodness, this thing is so slow. My goodness, I can't do anything. I can't even see your messages now because it's so slow. So if you guys are saying anything, I'm sorry. But if I can just raid this guy. Wait, can I not raid him? Okay, there you go. Dude, it's moving like molasses on my screen. Just do it, dude. Just get the raid button. Just confirm. Let me confirm the raid. Anyways, folks, I'm gonna raid him. I'm gonna wait till this button is actually ready to press, and then we'll head over there. So he's a cool dude. Again, he's a really, really knowledgeable guy. He loves talking video games too. Dude, can I just press the button though? This has been the longest time it's taken for me to press raid now. Holy moly, it's like actually slowing down my PC. This is unheard of. Okay, can I close this browser down then? Oh my gosh, my screen just went black. What is going on with Twitch, dude? What tomfoolery are you running here? Oh yeah, no worries, guys. Okay, now I can finally see your messages. Yeah, I appreciate that. Alright, guys. Take care, alright? I'll see you again soon.